My shadow changes coming through. Now it's my time. Listen to my muscle memory. Contemplate what I've been clinging to. 46 and 2 ahead of me. I choose to live and to grow, take and give and to move, learning, loving in my own chaotic, insecure delusions for a peace to move through. I wanna feel the change just come in me. I wanna know what I've been, I wanna know what I've been, I wanna know what I've been hiding. In my shadow, changing, stretching up and over me. Soften this old armor, hoping I can clear the way. By stepping through my shadow, coming out the other side. Step into the shadow, 46 and 2 are just ahead of me. Going in my shadow, changing, stretching up and over me. Soften the soul armor, hoping I can clear the way by. Stepping through my shadow, coming out the other side. Step into the shadow, 46 and 2 are just ahead of me. See my shadow changing, stretching up and over me. Soften this old armor, hoping I can clear the way. By stepping through my shadow, coming out the other side. Step into the shadow, 46 and 2 are just ahead of me.
Listen to the tales and romanticize how we'd follow the path of the hero. Boast about the day when the river's overrun, how we rise to the height of our halo. Listen to the tales as we all rationalize our way into the arms of the Savior, feigning all the trials and the tribulations. None of us have actually been there, not like you. Ignorant siblings at the congregation gather around spewing sympathy. Spare me, none of them can even hold a candle up to you. Blinded by choice, these hypocrites won't see. But enough about the collective Judas, who could deny you were the one who illuminated your little piece of the divine. And this little light of mine, a gift you passed on to me, I'm gonna let it shine to guide you safely on your way. Your way. Go down without you to guide them all to Zion. What are they gonna do when the rivers overrun, other than tremble incessantly? High is the way, but all eyes are upon the ground. You were the light and the way they'll only read about. I only pray heaven knows when to lift you out. 10,000 days in the fire is long enough. You're going home. You're the only one who can hold your head up high, shake your fists at the gate Flawed as I am in my ways and my arrogance, burden of proof tossed upon non-believers. You were my witness, my eyes, my evidence. Judith Marie, unconditional one. Daylight dims, leaving cold fluorescence. Difficult to see you in this light. Please forgive this bold suggestion. Should you see your maker's face tonight, look him in the eye, look him in the eye, and tell him I never lived a lie, never took a life, but surely saved one. Hallelujah, it's time for you to bring me home.
I've known faces that have disappeared in time. Find me wrapped in glass and slowly soaked in lime. All my friends have pictures made to make you cry. I've seen this and wondered what I've done to calcify. I ignore you as I close my eyes. I feel it all slipping away. I come toward you, we all got left behind. We let it all slip away. Oh, you, I ignore you as I close my eyes. I feel it all slipping away. I come toward you, we all got left behind. We let it all slip away. I can't stand to see your thalidomide robot face. I don't even try it. You had to be a liar just to infiltrate me. I'm still drowning. I ignore you as I close my eyes. I feel it all slipping away. I come toward you, we all got left behind. We let it all slip away. Oh, you, I ignore you as I close my eyes. I feel it all slipping away. I come toward you, we all got left behind. We let it all slip away. Take this away. Take this away. I can feel it on my mouth. I can taste you on my fingers. I can hear you like the Holy Ghost and kill you if you get too close. I ignore you as I close my eyes. I feel it all slipping away. I come towards you, we all got left behind. We let it all slip away. Oh, you, I ignore you as I close my eyes. I feel it all slipping away. I come towards you, we all got left behind. We let it all slip away. 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 I can't stand to see your thalidomide robot face. I don't even try it. You had to be a liar just to infiltrate me. I'm still drowning. I'm still drowning. Too drowning. If you get too close, I ignore you. As I close my eyes, I feel it all slipping away. I come toward you, we let it all slip away. I can feel it on my mouth, I let it out. I can taste you on my fingers. I can hear you like the Holy Ghost and kill you if you get too close. Kill you if you get too close. We let it all slip away. We let it all slip away.
Jeremiah was a bullfrog, was a good friend of mine. I never understood a single word he said, but I helped him drink his wine. And he always had some money, fine wine, singing, oh, joy to the world. All the boys boys and girls now. Joy to the fishes in the deep blue sea. Joy to you and me. If I were the king of the world, tell you what I'd do. I'd throw away the cars and the bars and the wars, make sweet love to you. Sing it now. Joy to the world, all the boys and girls. Joy to the fishes in the deep blue sea. Joy to you and me. You know I love the ladies, love to have my fun. I'm a high night flyer and a rainbow rider, and a straight shooting son of a gun. I said a straight shooting son of a gun. Joy to the world, all the boys and girls. Joy to the fishes in the deep blue sea. Joy to you and me. Fishes in the deep blue sea. Joy to you and me. Joy to the world.
This is XboxEra. We're an independent, community-funded publication focused on providing the best coverage and discussion of your favourite platform, Xbox. With best-in-class forums, a kick-ass Discord server, and awesome merch, XboxEra.com is your destination for the best news, reviews, and features focused on what you care about. With shows like the Xbox Era podcast, headlines, and a whole heap of Patreon-exclusive content, we're proud to be an independent publication completely funded by you. If you value having an outlet truly focused on your preferred place to play, you can become one of the cool kids by supporting us directly via Patreon. Just head to patreon.com/XboxEra. You get cool swag and awesome perks, and we get to keep doing what we do. Become a part of the best Xbox community on the internet and help us grow even larger. Thank you for your support. Everything Xbox Era does is only made possible by our community and the growing army of incredible Patreon supporters. Our executive producers and MVPs are an amazingly generous bunch, only shown up by the incredible support of our grand benefactors, Cryat56 and Assassin Entertainment. All of this under the watchful eye of our lovely Xbox Era CEO, Torn Raptor. This community is the best one on the internet, and we'd love for you to be a part of it. Just head to patreon.com/XboxEra and pledge your support. Hello, friends, and welcome to episode 253 of the Xbox Era podcast. I'm Sicky Mechanico, and we're here to discuss the latest in gaming from across the industry, but overall, we're focused on your favorite platform, Xbox. Big shout outs to all of our MVPs, executive producers, but especially our grand benefactors, Cryat56 and Assassin, and our wonderful CEO, Torn Raptor. I am, as per fucking usual, joined by Special Nick. What's going on? And the police. And Jesse's here as well, buddy.
Hello.
Did anyone hear the police sirens going past my house there?
Tiniest little bit.
It just whack.
Mm-hmm. Everyone's just like, what the fuck are you talking about, man?
Yeah, what are you talking about, John? You loser.
You wanker.
Yeah, that's a good tosser. That's a good twat. I'm just getting all the swear words out of the way for YouTube's algorithm. Just tank this podcast.
We've been live more than 8 minutes, so we're good.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's good.
Nice.
Hi, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the new intro. Big thank you to Predrag for pulling that out. We had some weird rendering hiccups trying to get that over to
Still have them. It's still hard for me to friggin' I have to. So the weird thing with OBS, it would not play the file natively. It just had no video and the audio cut out 18 seconds in, no matter what John did. But if I use the VLC player plugin, it's fine. So
it was very weird.
Whatever. Also, we still got this badge for Nick whenever we need it. Mr. Grammar. You'll see. And
okay. There's a special badge.
Boop, boop, boop.
Grammar police.
There you go.
Woo! Pull over.
I'm a stickler for my grammar.
So originally I got a Nazi cap and it was going to be grammar Nazi. I was like, oh, I should do that in this day. In this political climate, we'll have to...
That's a bit risky.
You got to look.
Risque.
Not sure that's worth it.
I didn't do it. That's what I'm saying.
Not sure the payoff is worth the gamble there.
I don't know. You
have a
see
feeling
Steak
tonight-
and Shake's Twitter feed where they're just straight up...
Yeah, man. I saw that thread earlier. I was like, wow, that's committing. That's committing to it. Yeah, it's been a balmy week in real world and in video game news. There's so much to talk about this week. And we will get into it. I have a feeling we're all a little bit cray-cray today. I don't know why. There's a vibe in the air tonight.
I'm excited because footy's back today.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. That's
You can
why
see
you
his
look
shirt.
pumped up.
He's got a magpie, the worst bird on the planet.
Yeah. Collingwood is playing only a few hours after this podcast will be finishing, so I am fucking pumped.
So long show then, yeah? Long
Mhm.
show? 4 or 5 hours?
Mate, if
What?
you think you can go for the 6 hours that would be required for me to miss the start of the
Yes.
football, fucking have at it.
The
Do your
troll in me,
best.
the troll in me is like, I could do this.
You would
There's
be
no
way
kids
too
in this
tired by
world.
that. You would
yeah.
completely
I
fall asleep.
don't care enough to spoil your fun, nor
You
would I wish
die
to.
on camera.
Yeah, I'd just be like in the sleepy
You
hat.
would- You would absolutely die on camera. If
I'm
you
tired.
Want to like, I love, because I love the football so much, anything I can do to pass the time till the footy starts. If you want to do a 6-hour podcast, let's do a
You're
fucking
in.
6-hour podcast.
Locked in.
And we can just
Locked in.
keep
You
going.
Just leave as well.
We'll just keep talking, and Nick will just start looking at his TV over there.
Yeah, that's the thing. Nick would just turn it off. He'd be like, bye, I'm out. And we just carry on. All right. Well, before we get into all of the news and everything else, we have to, first of all, a little bit of housekeeping. If you're watching right now and you haven't yet hit the thumbs up button, please do so because, we need you to. And we hope you enjoyed the new intro because it is very pretty and all of that stuff.
The very
Big thank you
end
to
of that
Rico.
intro is going to be the start of our videos once John gets off his ass and gets it to me. It's
Yeah,
good.
Proteg needs
I
to
like
make
it.
a version.
Yeah, it
of
just needs to be
Yes.
the see-through one.
Yeah.
And that'll be our new intro.
Done. But before we do anything else, we need to talk about what we've been playing this week because I feel that that's pertinent and important things. Unfortunately, I have a feeling that there's one thing that we've all been playing this
That we
week that we
can't talk
actually
about.
can't.
We can't talk about our experience of playing. You could talk about what you've seen from videos and whatnot, as we have all been playing Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Assassin's Creed. Shadows,
Everyone
baby.
has gotten that game. They sent us.
Am I allowed to say even if I like it or not?
No, of
No.
course not, Nick. That's the friggin' embargo for a review. What do you mean? Why would you even expect to be?
But
No.
I'm not reviewing it.
But we,
No,
as a
that's-
website,
that's-
agreed to the embargo.
He is a dangerous man to give things to.
Yeah,
Okay.
like it's the
I'm
most
gonna
obvious
tell
thing.
you
The game's not out.
I'm going to tell you an anecdote that is nothing, arguably, on paper to do with Assassin's Creed Shadows. So I'm just going to leave this anecdote ambiguously out in the air.
Hmm.
And the anecdote is this. I have a very, very nice ultra-wide 240 hertz Xenon Corsair Flex monitor.
And after seeing all of the beautiful 4K footage that Ubisoft has uploaded of Assassin's Creed, you were so shocked by how pretty it is. You were like, I want to experience this game. I got a PC code on this giant
just-
screen.
Look,
Cool your jets. And I love this monitor, and I think it displays all video games that it plays incredibly well. And then I thought yesterday I should buy a 10-meter long 40 quid's worth of HDMI cable and run a cable out through my wall to my 86-inch LG. And I did that today. And that's what I've done today.
You did that specifically because I gave you a PC code for Assassin's Creed Shadows and you want to play it on there. That is fine to say. You cannot
there you
say
go.
anything about the quality. I mean, I can because I had a preview for the preview. You guys can nod along if you want while I talk about Assassin's Creed Shadows world as you're going around it during my preview that I did with the first couple of missions of the game and then one that was a little later on, so I get to see more of the open world. I think it has the best interactivity of the world on its own, just without you touching anything, without you doing anything, just seeing the wind in the way it picks up leaves and carries them around, the way it shakes the trees. Like there's hundreds of hours of this friggin' game out on YouTube. You can just go watch it right now because they seem very very confident in it because they have given multiple codes to everyone. Our friends Luke and Logan over at the Xbox Expansion Pass both got it. Like everyone I know has gotten code for this. Rand's got it. They seem very confident in this game, which will be fun if it's good because it's been attacked nonstop by so many moron chuds.
Yeah. Look, I don't know if the game is good, but based on the videos I've seen and the footage I've watched, it looks like it's going to be the best Assassin's Creed I've played since 2.
Yeah, I didn't.
Based on what I've seen.
What I played in the preview, good old Collingwood asked in the chat, are the chuds and grifters going to be happy? Yes, because no matter what, whether the game is good or bad, they don't care. It's just shit for them to talk about. And if reviewers like it, you can attack the reviewers for being paid off. If the reviewers don't like it, you can then, toot your horn and go, yay, I win. I was right. But no, I think on the whole, what I played in the preview session was really solid, like a really good start. So I'm curious how the main story goes. They've said, and it's in the news later, so we just talk about it now, roughly 30 to 40 hours, they think, for the average person's playthrough. Yeah. So if you probably golden path it, I bet you it's like 20 to 25, because whenever Ubisoft has given me a number, I've halved it and been pretty good at getting there, like I did. But I mean, I did Prince of Persia in 12 hours and Nick did it in fucking 300 or 45. Something. Yeah. But if you want to do everything, because it is a pretty big map, as you can see in the preview, they said upwards of 80 if you want to get all the quests and stuff done. So
it does look like a very big map.
It is. It's really reliant on fast travel, which ruins Starfield. Oh no.
Yeah. I mean, anyone who watches this show will know I've talked about the fact that I've wanted to play a ninja in Assassin's Creed ever since the first game. I was straight away, it's like, how good would it be to be a ninja? And based on the footage, it appears to be a quite enjoyable experience to play a ninja in Assassin's Creed. From what I've seen in videos, not on anything I've played.
Looks terrible at this.
Yeah. You are literally the worst at this in the world. Anyways, so we've all been playing Assassin's Creed Shadows, but we can't talk about it at all.
You know what? You can talk about it because we're allowed to say we have it. The reviews are coming on the 18th. Early in the morning, we'll have a big old premiere, which you may or may not want to watch because it's a big game, and I'm planning for it to be a very long one. A long review, probably.
Still installing. So I've been relegated to watching videos.
You're so believable.
You're the worst. Outside of that, this week on XboxEra.com, we dropped several bits and pieces. Jesse, we did an Atomfall preview, which I think you spearheaded with some tight time constraints. That
the worst by far cloud experience I've had. No fault of Rebellion or anyone in the marketing there, the PR company, except for I was parseced into a PC in England. So as you can imagine, the lag was real rough. So I got about 90 minutes of playtime. I had to cut out some of the video just because things broke a little bit and they had to fix it. It's super early build. Not running at like the highest quality or anything too. It looked worse than what I played at Gamescom, but they said, yes, it's just this was like a thing they built. This part all works. They know it works. Not going to have any problem. Some of the settings were super low just to keep latency down. So it's really interesting. I keep seeing the words Fallout. No one should say Fallout when talking about this game, because outside of it being a dystopian nuclear incident, it has absolutely nothing to do with any Fallout game I've ever played. I guess it's first person, like a lot of Fallout games are. But this game has zero HUD for telling you where to go. It never, ever tells you where to go directly. There are no waypoints, unlike Assassin's Creed Shadow, where you can just turn on waypoints if you really want. This game doesn't give you quests. It doesn't tell you where to go. You are pretty much you wake up in this windfall nuclear incident zone where you're trapped. You can't get out. You don't know how you got there. And so you just immediately have to start looking around to try and find leads. As you find said leads, you get an idea. It's around here on the map. And your guy might make a little scrawl on the map, but you got to look at it and go there. Like the game's not constantly telling you. You can put little waypoints on your bar, like a little mark. Outside of that, it's a slow, methodical, stealth-focused try not to die game because you are a regular ass person in Britain. So there's not that many guns or that much ammo. It's not America. They dropped us in roughly 2 or 3 hours into the game. And they were like, this wouldn't really change that much from having started outside of a little bit of story stuff we don't want to show yet. So had no idea what to do. Just went out, got killed a bunch because you try and fight 3 or 4 people. And if you don't have a shotgun with a lot of ammo, probably just going to die. So on the Nick side of things, good focus on stealth. But once I got a shotgun and I got some ammo, I just started wrecking face. It's very interesting. I'm really curious to see how it goes. It also works really focused on the choices you make on how you talk to people. Who do you make friends with? Who do you make enemies with? They'll give you leads or ideas, or you can just shoot them in the head and take all their stuff and find stuff out that way. Like I just, at the end of this video, just started marking everyone in a church, and I got the key thing that I needed without any issue. Or I could have done the whole quest line for the vicar and gotten the key. So it's kind of, it's one of those, it's kind of a, we are plopping you into a really weird version of 1960s Britain that's got this weird shit going on. You have to figure out what it is and how to get out of there. And that's pretty much all the leadway you get. I am interested in it. Yeah.
A little bit? Not like oh my God, exactly the same, but there's some similarities to Zombie U, which is also set in the UK and is a fantastic game. But yeah, some of that stuff you were saying, it was like, oh my God, it reminded me of some of the stuff I've been seeing about Indiana Jones lately.
Yeah, I read that. I read that Twitter thread briefly. I was just like, okay.
Nah, there was another one. There was another one the other day of people like complaining, and I'm not going to bag anyone.
I saw that one too.
Because the person, one of them is a friend of mine. But like, they were basically saying that Indiana Jones sucks because it's not a first-person shooter that they were expecting it to be.
They wanted it to be first-person Uncharted.
Yeah, they were playing it like Doom. And they were like, man, this game sucks. It's like, because it's not Doom. Like, it's like playing GT7, thinking or assuming it's an arcade racer, trying to play it like an arcade racer, and then when your car can't stay on the track, you say, well, man, GT7 sucks. It's like, well, that's because you're playing it like it's Daytona USA. It's not Daytona
Unfortunately,
USA.
a lot of modern-day game conversation seems to revolve around comparisons, which is a weird thing that everybody's stuck into, but it's the easiest way for a human being to kind of phrase something. So I kind of understand it. Like, this is like this. Okay, I'm interested. You know, it's complicated, but yeah.
I get it. Like, if I understand someone wishing that Indy was more like Uncharted, or wishing it was third person, or wishing it was a proper first person shooter. That's fine. You can have hopes and dreams for what you wanted it to be, but it is what it is. And what it is and what it's meant to be, it's extremely good at.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Anyway. That will
also
back and lead down the 6-hour path.
That's
just
right.
on its
Look at
own.
him. Look at him exerting some self-control over his tangents today. It's unique. Outside of
Indiana
Atomfall,
Jones is fucking fantastic.
yes, it is. I love that game. I also need to go back and 100% it now that the third patch is out. I haven't had a chance to load back in because we've been busy, but it is on my to-do list.
You were busy with this next one.
Yeah. This week, Split Fiction is out. It's doing something bonkers for EA. I think it's the best EA launch on Steam. Concurrent numbers. Let's talk about those for a single player game. 220-something thousand folks playing Split Fiction out on Thursday this week. A 10 from me, Nick. How you feeling about that, bro? 10 out of 10. Best in class.
And you're not that far off the Metacritic or OpenCritic.
Have you played it, bro? Do you see all the other 10s it got? Maybe it is a 10 out of 10. Maybe you should reserve judgment. You just automatically know it isn't, yeah? Just from the trailer, yeah? Okay, mate.
Only Alan Wake can be that. Even though he didn't watch any of it.
Much of the game. I've watched much of the game, and it looks good.
It's
fine.
It's fantastic. It is genuinely. I cannot wax lyrical about how much I love Split Fiction. It is. I thought It Takes Two was like brilliant, 9 out of 10. And I was like, initially when I started Split Fiction, I was like, don't like the characters. Not sure about this. I've got a bad vibe. And I think they almost did it deliberately. The characters are, to start, really unlikable people. But then you kind of grow with them through the story, and then they just nail it. And then they bring it home. And the last few sections of the game are some of the most insane shit I have ever seen in a game, ever. And that's all I'll say. No spoilers. I haven't shown any of the footage in my review, so it's safe to watch. Superb from Hazelight. It's a well-deserved. What is it? 91 on Metacritic.
I
90 or
don't know.
91.
Yeah, I think it's around 90.
Good for them.
Monster Hunter's
Seriously.
gone back up to 90 because it got so many late 10s.
Shock. But yeah, go if you've got a friend, loved one, close colleague.
What a fabulous looking ape.
Yeah, go play Split Fiction. It is awesome. So that's there and available. Super chat from Mohammed Sherez has just appeared in our feed.
Yeah, haven't seen Muhammad in the chat for a while. Balatro is 9 out of 10. Nick addicted to the game Baker. Yeah, I'd be happy with a 9 for Balatro.
Yeah, not 10 though.
Don't get me wrong. I'm somewhat softening on my stance on 10s based on the explanation that I think Jesse's phrase is, and I think you've said it too, or one of you said it, that it is the best at what it does or something like that, or it's the best thing in it. I'm like, I can kind of understand 10s, I guess, from that context. I understand that I have a very old school view on 10s.
And I understand that old school view on 10. I do.
80s, 90s view on 10 out of 10 video games. And it's probably a very it's a limiting view on 10s, because when you view 10 out of 10 games through that lens, it restricts the genres that can get a 10 out of 10. It restricts all sorts of things. So I kind of understand that.
Yeah.
But as a very old person, it's difficult for me to shift my principles on what I deem a 10 out of 10.
There's a lot of people are like that in the world. Don't worry. Briefly on Balatro, if folks are interested, I found this a super fascinating read. I've just put a link in the chat now. Local Thunk, the developer for Balatro, has never documented his journey of developing the game, and he decided to do so 3 years on after all the success he's had. So he released on his blog, hey, here's the rough timeline of creating Balatro, which used to be called Joker Poker. And even now, the source code for the game is saved in a folder called Card Game. Like, it's honestly, if you're even the slightest bit interested in game development and what that journey would be like for someone.
I don't mind that name, though. Joker Poker's not a bad name either.
I do think he wanted to keep away from the people thinking it's a gambling game. So
go have a read. It's called the Balatro Timeline, and it's a super fascinating read.
Oh, Balatro's a fantastic name.
Yeah.
Especially when you know the origin of the word itself. Balatro's a great name, but I don't know. There's something fun about Joker Poker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Rhyming's great.
I don't mind it.
Elsewhere on the website this week, the lovely Amanda did a Sorry, We're Closed review, which you can go read on XboxEra.com. Did it get a video? It did, didn't it? I'm sure it did.
No, we were actually out of notifications that day. We had so many things on Thursday.
Fair enough. But you can go read that one, as well as Jesse's additional second, I think, Expedition 33 preview. Another fantastic look at that very, very popular game.
And I streamed most of the preview.
That's going to score highly, that game.
Yes, I think so.
It is.
That's going to score highly.
It was a really weird. So what they gave us was a demo. Like, it just straight up is a demo. It's selling you on the game. It's saying, please pre-order now at the end, but it's in really rough shape. So, like, it's stuck at 1080p with no anti-aliasing and lots of issues on PC. I can't imagine what it's like on console, but hopefully that means it's going to be a demo they have to put out before launch, I would imagine. They built this whole friggin' thing. Game's really fun, really good looking, really interesting premise. Music's as great as you would have hoped from all the trailers. Daredevil voices the main character, who is based on the incredibly handsome man who works there. Yeah, it's really fun. It gets everything that the JRPG genre nails without the annoying anime. So if you're like, I don't want to play these turn-based RPGs because they're so the RPW might be for you.
I like it. I like this the French twist.
Oh.
And lastly, on the website this week, we had WWE 2K25 review go up from Jesse. One of the first, as always, to get a video up and out there.
Because we got the goddamn game early on Tuesday, which means reviews kind of got to be done by Wednesday. So people want to yell at me for not having spent forever in every mode. I get it. But also, it's a live service game. These reviews at launch are mainly just what are the base main things you're going to notice changed from last year. And so that's what I try and focus on. I think it looks better. It runs better. Like they've done some really good work on the character models. They look a heck of a lot better. It's an enormous package with just a ridiculous amount of wrestlers and arenas and modes. Like it has everything you want. My only issue is it still really tries to play as what if wrestling is real and not choreographed as a fighting game, but it has to look like it looks on TV. So it means you go long periods of time without having control unless you get incredibly good at countering. Because like the little Y button pops up over your head for about a split second, depending on your stats. So you have to know when you're supposed to hit it. Because I'll see it, I'll hit it immediately, and it's too late. I had to hit it before it actually showed up. But that's by design. You're supposed to realize, okay, this type of move, I'm going to have to hit it now before it even shows up. Like they want it to be super goddamn tight timing wise. But if you're a wrestling fan, it's good. It's a really good game. The new island mode where they try and do the NBA 2K My Player thing, the city mode. This island one's really shitty, and it sucks that some of the unlocks are stuck behind it. But hey, if you're into sports entertainment, this is probably about as good as it gets. It's not as revolutionary as 24 was from 23, so it's a little lower score. It's just improving on 23 a fair bit. Not a ton.
You know Goldberg's back?
Has he ever gone? They always leave and come back.
Watching wrestling again.
You ever see his Santa's Sleigh movie where he plays an evil Santa Claus that just kills people? He met his wife there. She was playing a stripper.
Nice. I think I'll watch wrestling again now that Goldberg's back. I stopped watching once they took the title off him. When Kevin Nash was it Scott Steiner that came in, not Scott Steiner, Scott Hall that came in and like hit him, and then Kevin Nash thinged him and powerbombed him, whatever, and then pinned him. I nearly cried. And then once it was clear that Eric Bischoff was not going to give Goldberg the title back, I just stopped watching wrestling. I'm like, fuck this shit. I just wanted Goldberg's streak to last forever. I know it wasn't going to, but I wanted it to last forever. It was the greatest time in wrestling for me.
I have no interest whatsoever. Like, sorry, folks.
It's fun. It's just dumb fun. It's like and my grandmother, R.I.P. She's now dead, but like
wrestlers got her.
She was deaf. She was deaf and Greek, but so of course, as a deaf person, she enjoyed things that were like very clearly visual action movies, and she loved watching football, and she used to watch the wrestling. She just used to like watching the wrestling with me and my brother or my dad and whatever. And because we loved Goldberg, she full got into Goldberg. Now, for anyone Greek who's watching, like she always used to call him the Pedi. And the Pedi is just a word for kid. So because she's an older woman watching this younger man wrestle, he's a kid because she's old and he's young. So she just used to call him the Pedi. And it's just funny every time I think of Goldberg and I think of that.
Aww.
But man, if he comes back, I'll be so excited.
She liked watching hot guys in tiny little outfits. Just admit it.
Yeah, she's watching the wrestling.
As I said on headlines, the only I did not grow up in any way, shape, or form near anyone that watched wrestling, to my knowledge. Like I had no viewing of it, and I've seen bits and pieces, and just thought, okay, Like I've never understood it. I'm not
They're
judging anyone that
incredible
loves it.
athletes.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah,
incredible
don't get me wrong.
athletes.
Like,
Think of
doing
it
all
like
the
it's a
stuff and pulling
stage
all the
play.
punches.
It is
Yeah,
a
I know,
stage play with unbelievable athletic moves
It's
during
a
it.
soap opera fighting.
Think of that
basically.
Spider-Man friggin' thing they tried to do on Broadway where people kept getting hurt. Well, this in wrestling, they don't care. They just keep going even though they just get hurt all the time.
Yeah. But I did enjoy Jon Stewart's. I saw a clip on the internet of him describing the ongoings in the USA to the heel turn of John Cena. That cracked me up. That made me laugh.
Is that the first time Cena's gone heel?
Just the shot of him looking over the shoulder when he's hugging.
Yeah, I know.
I was just reminded of the bear. It's like he's haunted. He's haunting it.
I think that's what I read, that it's the first time Cena's gone heel. Because I remember it was a big deal when Hogan went heel with the NWO. That was a big deal.
He was just letting out who he actually is as a person, finally.
Yeah, I know. I actually thought the NWO was hilarious. I actually thought they were quite funny. Scott Hall and Kevin Nash and Big Papa like, I thought they were classics. They were peak WCW days. Those late 90s. They were so good. So good.
I think Cena has been a bad guy before. It's just it's his final run. That's what I always say. And no one thought he would be a bad guy for that.
I'm going to Google that. Is John Cena ever...
In the news.
Mr. wants to avoid the tangents. He's, I'm just going to Google this unnecessary thing. But that's Nick for you. He can't help but be himself. That's about everything coverage-wise.
No, that's the first time he's been heel. First time.
I can recall.
First time John Cena's been heel. Wow.
Yeah, I've always thought like Jon Stewart made it out that he was like a white knight kind of thing, you know.
Yeah.
But yes. Anyways, as we dig into the news of the week, before we do that, a friendly reminder that the only reason we exist is because of everybody watching right now. And if you're not a current YouTube member or a patron, please consider becoming one. You can do that. The best way you can do that is obviously becoming a Patreon member, and just head to patreon.com/XboxEra. It really does help us out. I'm going to underline that figuratively because, like, things are tight, ladies and gentlemen. Things are tight in Xbox Era HQ. But anyway, let's dive into the news. There's a lot of it this week, and we'll start things off with Game Pass because Microsoft came out and said, "Hey, here's some more games," and announced their Wave 1 for March. Quite a nothing AAA here, right? I think it's fair to say.
Oh no! What a waste of a service. No AAA.
It's the worst.
Man.
There's
Jesus,
nothing
how
to
shit is
play.
Game Pass.
But yes, we've got a few returning favorites like Monster Train and Enter the Gungeon. We've got some newbies like One Lonely Outpost. We've got Microsoft's, I can't remember what the developer is. This is terrible of me. For 33 Immortals.
Wow. I'm not going to save you.
I can't remember. I was hoping you'd correct me and keep me honest. Which is coming out on March 18th in game preview on Game Pass. And we've also got the excellent looking Mullet Mad Jack, which you've played a little bit of on PC. I think you did a stream.
I've played a lot of it on PC. They gave it to me when it came out last year. It's now coming on Xbox. I played it on PC with controller. Shockingly enough, even though it's an insanely fast twitch shooter, there is no aim assist. But there does seem to be bullet magnetism. I was able to get through and play and beat every level without too much problem on a controller, which is the main thing I was worried about with it coming to console. It is I believe, Brazilian-made like homage to an 80s anime. Super fast, like just unbelievably high-paced by default. Though, for Nick, easy mode turns off the timer. So you normally have a 10-second timer, and every time you kill someone, you get a couple seconds back. And if you kick them into the environment and kill them, you'll get extra time. Every time you get hit, you lose time, and it's just this nonstop go roguelike upgrades for each 10 levels. At the 10th level of a stage, you fight a boss. Once you kill him, you get a checkpoint, so you don't feel like you're wasting time. You have to go through all 80-plus levels to get a win in one go. They've added boss rush and a whole bunch of other shit since it came out. It looks good. It sounds great. Like, it's got kick-ass, bopping, friggin' synthwave music. It is insanely fast-paced by default. But again, If you play
It looks great.
if you play the no timer mode, it's just a boomer shooter then, and you can take your time and go through it at a slower pace and not have to go like a maniac. Highly recommend checking this out. I'll have a review ready for Thursday's launch for the Xbox version. I will say on PC, I think this game runs at like 800 or 900 frames per second for me. So it's not listed on the Xbox version, so I doubt it's going to do it. I was really hoping it would do 120. But it's not listed on the store as doing that. So,
that's a shame.
Oh well, it should run fine, but not for us.
This feels like a good ROG Ally game for me. I'm tempted.
And the Lotus is the dev of 33 Immortals.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Appreciate you, bro.
That's the other thing I played because I play too much every week.
Now, we just talked about wave one of Game Pass, which basically confirms that Game Pass is a waste of money. But you know what's not a waste of money? Control's not a waste of money. Everyone should get Control. If you want some, look at that. And see, it's full. You can see I don't fake it when I drink it. I'm actually drinking it during the show. You can now tell. Make sure you go to www.drinkcontrol.com/XboxEra and use our code to save some money. So it's already great value and worth every dollar, but you can even save 10% with our code.
On a completely unrelated topic, if anyone knows how to get sponsors that actually pay, please let myself and John know. We got a pretty good sized audience, and we've been looking to say, hey, maybe we get some sponsor spots. I'm gonna get a drink.
Pay. They do pay. What do you mean?
Oh dear!
I actually forgot to ask you before we went live if you actually did get that
once in January.
No, they were supposed to have done it again.
Of last year.
No, they were supposed to have done it again.
Yeah.
I sent a message. I was supposed
to have done it again. Fucking hell.
Hey, me and Jesse get free Control.
Honestly, good lord. Oh, it cracks me up.
Hi, what'd I miss?
All right. Yes. Elsewhere in news, thanks, Control. Senua's Saga, Hellblade 2.
Terrible game. Not as good as the first, I saw people say.
Worse than the first game, absolutely. Dominated the 2025 BAFTA Game Award nominations, picking up a whopping 11.
I do have to say, since you gave this one a 10, John, I am going to have to take... I'm going to have to take South of Midnight from you, so you can't just give another Xbox game a 10. I'm sorry.
I do that a lot, right?
Yep.
Except, You
did it once. So according to people, that's a lot.
Okay. I loved Hellblade 2. There's no lies detected. Again, best at what it did, what it set out to do. Best in class. But yeah, there were lots of nominations.
Give almost everything a 10.
Who?
Under that, guys. You can give almost every game a 10 under that, guys.
No. You can't. Like,
you kind of
if I played this, you want a tangent?
You want
another tangent, bro?
Yeah.
What is wrong with you?
Tangents during news before people leave.
Who was it? There was someone in the chat earlier that made a good point. Navy Shadow. He said Nick's views on 10s makes 7s and 8s feel better, but in the modern sense of 10, it makes 7 and 8s look worse. And I'm like, that I 100% agree on.
Yeah, because
my old school thinking of 10s gives more value to 7s and 8s.
Yeah, so you if the modern scale was a 5 is okay, not great, and not a 5 is truly horrible, I'd agree. I wouldn't give many, if any, 10s. Like, it would be the best games I've ever played would be a 10. That would be it. Not the best in a genre that I think just does everything it really means to as well as possible. But if I even giving a game a 6.5, I'll get death threats for saying it sucks and it's shit. And it's like, no, it didn't land for me. It's a different thing.
The modern scale sucks. I hate it.
It is what it is.
Way too high.
But elsewhere at the BAFTAs, Astrobot and Still Wakes the Deep got 8 nominations each. British indie comedy, Thank Goodness You're Here, had 7.
Not on Xbox.
Wukong, 6.
Not on Xbox.
5.
Not on Xbox. God damn it. But it's funny, Hellblade gets all those nominations, but does not get nominated for best game.
No, true.
Games with 3 or 4 do, but not that one.
Go figure.
Yeah.
But yeah, congrats to Ninja Theory for all of the nominations. That's
I wonder
pretty
if it'll be
great.
like an Amelia Perez. Get all those nominations, get like 1 or 2 wins.
Well, maybe. Who knows? Who knows? We've got a super chat come in
Did we?
from Cody.
Oh,
Bishop.
yeah, that was a little while ago.
It was.
We missed it.
Sure that we've looked after him.
Cody Bishop. Yep. Are you guys excited about the new RoboCop expansion dropping this summer or the new Terminator pixel art game later this year? Excited about both. What a year. Terminator and RoboCop.
Yeah,
Together
very
games.
different games. So it looks like Taon's doing the Yakuza thing. They're taking a lot of the assets they already had and just making a cool new story out of it. It feels kind of Raid or Dread, the newer Dread movie inspired, where the main story is about going into this giant building from the bottom all the way to the top. But there's also flashbacks where you're playing as Alex Murphy, just as the regular person. So those will probably be a little more.
You're coming with me.
Yeah, those will be probably a little more stealthy, not a stealth game. Just you can't stand out in the open because you're a giant walking tank. So that'll extend it because I mean that building's not going to be 700 floors like Dread. I really like Rogue City a lot.
Yeah,
perfect
I'm
seven.
enjoying it so far. So they're doing what I've said most AAA. I know they're not a AAA dev, but they're doing what I've said most AAA devs should do. You've already built the game. You've built the assets. Why not make something smaller from it, which will cost you fuck all to make? Sell it and make a lot of money from it.
Yep. It's a very smart thing to do. And I guarantee you, Nick, and I put expand alone in our headline when I wrote about the RoboCop expansion. I put it in our headline. I didn't put Nick.
First
Expand
YouTube
alone.
crash.
I invented the word expand alone.
I think it is a very sensible course of action for a lot of developers to really think about doing. Because how quickly have they pumped this out? Was it a year and a half after release of the original?
Roughly, I think so.
So, like, good for them. Good for them. I hope it does very successfully and makes them some cash.
I really
I'll buy that
like
on Xbox.
I really like the look of this Terminator game as well. Like it's that
looks so
older,
good.
that old style of feeling rotoscoped in the animation, probably without actually being it because they're not. But yeah, it looks really fucking good. It looks cool.
There's a making of. The developers put a making of video on YouTube on it. I've watched it. It's really good. It's cool. It looks like such a cool game.
I'm happy for everybody. Everyone's having a lot of games to enjoy this year.
And yet people keep complaining that, this generation sucks. And it's like, no, it doesn't. This generation's been unbelievable. The console warring sucks. Console war died. So people got upset. But as far as games go, it has never been better. There's just too many
You know what it is?
Yeah.
I have a theory on why they think this generation sucks. Because most of us, and I definitely put me in that category. No, this is no secret to anyone. Because most of us are spending our time on Fortnite, Rocket League, Warzone, and the various other games as a service black hole games that are designed to take all our time away from every other game, people are basically treating video games similar to how they treat movies. You know how people now pretty much only go to the cinema to watch the big Marvel movies? And then complain that there's no movies and there's no creativity. It's the same thing. They're saving their gaming time. They're limited away from the black hole gaming time. They're saving it for the odd single-player AAA
extravaganza.
Yeah, and then bemoaning the fact that we don't have enough games and this generation sucks.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, no, it's not that. It's that you're spending all your time with your comfort food and not making time for anything else, and you're not trying anything else.
Yeah, that's what Matt Piscatella keeps talking about. He's like, the black hole games get the majority of people's playtime. Like a handful of games are 40% of what everyone played on Xbox or PlayStation. And most people, like 60, 70%, don't even buy a game. And then like 80% are, we buy 1 or 2. Like there was some breakdown he had where like the majority of people who play video games buy 1 or 2 a year. But there's 22,000 coming out on friggin' Steam alone. So it's really hard to find an audience, and it's almost impossible to pull people away if they've already settled in somewhere.
It's funny. I actually forgot one of the other games I've been playing this week was Fragpunk, which was at the 11th
Looks fun.
hour yanked off of consoles and not released because of a certification issue, presumably on both PlayStation 5 and Xbox, which is a bit of a bummer. So I jumped in on PC and I played on pad for a little while and I was doing okay, but I eventually had to. I had to put the pad down and after 20 years of only being a console kid, try and play a first-person shooter with mouse and keyboard. You can judge.
Your aim will be very good. Your aim will be good off the start. The hard thing is moving on a keyboard because it's not
horrible.
Yeah.
I tell you what, it makes me want to do because I've seen people use this kind of setup before. Is where they have
double.
And funnily enough, Fragpunk lets both work at the same time.
Most games do.
There's no there's a lot of first person shooters where if you've started the game with the controller, you can't just swap and change midway through.
It's not bad on PC anymore, and I know this because my cat knocks my mouse around all the time if I'm playing something like Assassin's Creed, and then my aim just goes all over the place.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah, I've played probably about 3 or 4 hours of Fragpunk now with some pals. A couple of them were hardcore CS:GO players that have played like I don't know, thousands of hours of CS:GO. They were very impressive at doing some absolutely crazy stuff. Like not my clips, but me watching from my death screen, watching some of my friends through the camera was very impressive. But the cards are super unique. They're super interesting. But this is another game that's trying to be that kind of black hole free to play. Come and play this all the time. And it does some really, really cool stuff. Like we had one card made long grass grow throughout the entire level. So you could kind of crouch around and creep around. Another card would put a turtle on your back so you're bulletproof from behind. Another card would make your bullets freeze an enemy as they're running. All of this kind of crazy stuff all the time. But it can't shake the fact that some characters can just pull out a rocket launcher just out of their pocket. Whoop, oh, fuck you. Or even worse, there are some paid for characters that can turn fucking invisible. And it's like,
oh my God,
the balance is not good here, people. We watched a clip of an invisible guy just go around and just a dump, and just
then you got to go spend money and you can do that.
And that's where I'm like, oh dear, Fragpunk, if you mess this up, jury's out. Haven't decided, going to play some more, but I'm going to try and get enough time in to kind of collect my thoughts together for some sort of review next week or this week, because next week I'm out. I'm going to San Francisco, so
yeah. Well, we'll have to figure out. Chris, I have not asked Ursula. We'll have to figure out headlines and the podcast because I won't be on next Saturday because I'm flying at like 5 a.m. on Sunday morning, and I'm not going to bed at 2 and then going to the airport. Sorry, just don't go to bed at home, baby.
Not doing it.
I was about to say, or just power nap it.
Yeah,
you'll actually be less tired.
No. I'm old, mate. I'm not been well for ages, so no, thank you. Yeah, but where are we?
Oh God. Okay, now look at your screens in a few seconds. I just was going to bring up the thing for the next story, and now I hate life. Why? I just typed Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3+4 to get the trailer.
Oh,
and
they
of course,
just lied.
That fucking face. Why? That's before PlayStation, before Tony Hawk's own thing. That's got 6 million views, yet they'll still throw this garbage up there. It's like, no. There's no way for me to tell it to not give me this because it's not like a front page. Ugh, my day's been ruined.
Tony Hawk 3 and 4, that's old news. If you're me.
Yeah, it leaked and now it's official. Activision have announced Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4 remake releasing July
11th.
Cool. Again, a game series that has no interest in me whatsoever, but I know there are lots of fans.
I guess that'll be me again. The big controversy where they lied is it's because Tony Hawk 4, it's not open and you just go and do things at your leisure. It is timed.
It doesn't have the career mode.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, the campaign mode. The campaign mode's not there.
So now you got to do everything timed. So people are mad. They're not really mad. They won't care. They'll still buy it and play it. They brought the Doom guy back.
To this.
He was in it originally.
Yeah.
And he looks amazing.
Yeah.
It looks like a great remake.
He looks sick.
Mm-hmm. It's not even
Iron Galaxy, eh?
Barely a remake and more just a new game that's using that skeleton. Because they're changing so much, adding new skaters, adding new parks, changing the music because you got to relicense everything. Like it is a new Tony Hawk game built off of the parks and stuff of 3 and 4. Essentially, is
like
what
they
it feels
used
like.
3 and 4 as inspiration
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and just called it 3 and 4.
Yeah, you've got the skeleton there, and they're very loud. Day one on Game Pass and Play Anywhere. The Play Anywhere was happy news because that's the first time Activision game has been that from the go. But and it's the same thing cross-buy on Xbox, Cloud, Battle.net, and the Microsoft Store. So just like Avowed.
Very nice. More of this, please, Microsoft. That's good news, though.
Mhm.
We like I said, we knew about it for a while though.
Yeah.
It was Rand and I had heard about it. Not 3 and 4 specifically, but we had heard quite a long time ago that Microsoft wants to very much bring back Tony Hawk, and these are some of the steps they're taking to do that.
I
some.
want a new Guitar Hero.
Yeah, well, you've got that PDP guitar now. So a third-party accessory maker has already got the instrument out there. Why not just bring the game back and partner with them?
I want it. I want it. I want
Licensing hell, probably.
one. I don't care
The
what
music
it's
industry is the worst to deal with. Like that guitar is
It
for...
is, isn't it?
It is, by far.
I feel
It's
like
almost
the
as bad as
music
the auto industry.
I feel like the music industry just continuously shoots itself in the face, or cuts off its own nose to spite its own face. Like, it's just so weird. Like, so many songs have been sold by video games. Why don't you want your song in this game?
It's charging money to have it in the game.
It's so odd to me.
Well, I mean, I understand it in some respects if you're an artist, because an artist gets naffle from things like Spotify. They only really make any money now if they tour.
That's right, but that's always been the case, though.
It didn't used to be back in the day of physical albums and stuff like that. It wasn't always.
No,
the
it did,
case.
because the record companies still took most of it.
They took a lot.
The
but
money was still
You
being...
get so little from Spotify now that in comparison, it's way worse.
Yeah, that's how I understand it.
It's,
Anyway, from all
it's
of
all
the
in
main-
merch. It's all in touring.
Selling
and
the
that's
album
why
on your own
most of-
site when you can. Like,
Yes, and that's why most of these artists also do perfumes, and then they'll do clothing lines, and then they'll
crypto.
Do, that's crypto. That's where they make their money now. It's not from the actual songs themselves.
OnlyFans.
OnlyFans. Now there's an avenue.
You and Iggy Azalea working together.
Me and Iggy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm more into brunettes.
You know, I had no idea. Deechin Lockman from Severance, she is Australian. I didn't know that. She's an Australian with German and Nepalese parents. It's a hell of a combo.
Okay. Interesting.
She
Next
talks to
up
look these. Yeah, wow.
is a little bit of a rumor mill, but not from Nick. First up, we've got the rumor from the Ghost of Hope on Twitter, talking about Call of Duty 2026. It's a current gen only game and being developed for the next Xbox.
Has
does that imply-
next Xbox dev kits, which I don't think any of us think would be a thing.
Yeah, we discussed this a little bit on Headline. So they tweeted out exclusive details for Modern Warfare. What is that? 5, I guess. No old gen support, so no more Xbox One, PS4. Traditional.
That's true.
What?
They're not going to support last gen.
I don't. I think they'll support it for as long as they can.
Because I mean, we just recently saw reports that like so many people are still on PS4 and Xbox One. So many people.
Maybe it'll
Unless
create some hardware.
Well, if it's post
Mm.
if it's post GTA, they might be hoping a lot more people have shifted over because of GTA to current PS5
maybe.
and Xbox Series.
maybe. Or maybe they think the combination of GTA and a current gen only COD might be enough to push a lot of those people over the edge.
perhaps so.
I hope
Yeah,
so.
that's what they're saying. No old gen support. A traditional UI like the older games, so more traditional.
Maybe moving away from COD HDQ, I imagine.
Yeah. Engine being overhauled to address the Modern Warfare 2 problems like visual clutter, etc. Being developed on dev kits for the next Xbox. This one I have a bit of like, really? I don't think there are dev kits for the next Xbox unless what's being translated here through third parties is a PC spec'd out for the next Xbox, and that's
Maybe.
the dev kit.
Yeah, the next Xbox, and if there's a handheld, you'd have those two specs to potentially aim for.
Target.
And not even to target for launch. It could just be to target for a year after launch if they come out in 2027 type of deal.
Yeah. And there will be no Warzone 3 if Verdansk fails to retain or current or returning players. So
What's Verdansk?
It's the
original map.
Warzone.
It was the original map they're bringing back. Yeah.
Okay. I didn't play a lot of Warzone, as you could probably tell.
Yeah, it's
It's whatever. It's
whatever.
It is what it is.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how true this is because I think, I've long been let's see a handheld from Microsoft in 2026. But then we saw lots of kind of scuttlebutt saying not really until 2027. And I don't know really.
Handhelds,
I reckon next year.
Handhelds need to run at a very low wattage.
I reckon next year, but not from Microsoft. Dun, dun, dun. I reckon it'll be from an OEM partner. I reckon it'll be from an OEM partner, and Microsoft will come out the year after with something of their own.
That'd be weird.
But it'll be branded with Xbox buttons and certified for Xbox or whatever.
Yeah, but would it play native Xbox games, or would it just be PC?
If the Xbox OS is a thing at that point, I don't see why not.
But the Xbox OS means native games. That's the whole point of it. Otherwise, it's just Windows.
I don't know.
If you Xboxify Windows, but it's still playing PC builds, it's not the same thing.
No, you might be right. Who knows is all I can say. I don't know. I'm intrigued to find out, just like the rest of you. In other rumours sputtling around this week, Ecstasis talked a little bit about Gears E-Day, saying that he thinks E-Day is coming for 2026.
Makes more sense.
And that the long-rumoured Gears collection will be announced as a full multi-platform release this June, presumably during Xbox's summer showcase. A source told Ecstasis that Gears of War E-Day is scheduled for 2026, with a very slim possibility of being moved forward to 2025.
Covering himself.
Tom Warren's been a 2025 camp for Gears E-Day. This source also told him the long-desired Gears of War collection is currently scheduled for 2025 with a reveal set for the Xbox showcase this year. The game is also coming to PlayStation 5 and PC on day one.
Please end my hell. Please end my hell and hurry up and announce this fucking game. And there's a lot of rumors going around about the Gears collection at the moment.
Yeah, like that it's not Gears 1 to 3, which
no.
think it would be.
Currently, the rumor is no multiplayer, but co-op.
I wouldn't have expected any multiplayer apart from the co-op of the campaigns.
No, with a new Gears so close, I wouldn't expect it. But if it was, say, in between and further away from a new mainline game, it would have been cool. It's a lot to maintain over time, though.
I was gonna say something, and then
the other big part of the rumor was because somebody saw the listing for the Gears collection on the PlayStation backend, and it did not list co-op in there. So, like, is it not going to have co-op? And like, no, of course it's going to have. You would have to fundamentally rebuild the games to not allow co-op. It has to. If you're just remastering graphics on top of them, it's those games with new graphics.
Lucky I checked. Okay.
Nick has nothing else to say, but he's getting his coffee.
Yeah, getting the coffee. Woo. No. I was just checking to make sure I wasn't going to say something that I wasn't supposed to say. Yeah, with the multiplayer thing, I understand if there's no multiplayer in the Gears collection, because it wouldn't make sense to split the user base between the Gears collection and E-Day, because we assume E-Day will have multiplayer.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, Gears as a multiplayer game already struggles as it is, the mainline games. Like, we saw how quickly 5 dropped off 4. So, you wouldn't want to have a Gears collection with multiplayer in it, and then you release E-Day, and then people go to E-Day, so then maybe collection dies in the ass. Like it's just, I cannot. It would make sense with E-Day coming not to have multiplayer in the collection, but I also understand people being upset and annoyed.
Yeah, because the people that still play Gears, 2 years after release, are just playing the multiplayer. Like that is their jam. I think the worst thing that the Gears folks have to contend with, and there's going to be a lot of Gears hardcore multiplayer fans that will punch me in the face for saying this, is that every time they do a new multiplayer, they try and I think they have a very similar problem to what 343 has had with Halo, is they try and honor what's come before and straddle this weird line. Just personal opinion, don't stab me in the eyeballs for it.
Kagemaru's about to kick your door down.
Yeah, fuck everything that came before. Make a really, really cool, addictive third-person shooter. Don't try, we've got to have a Nasher, and we've got to do the rolls, and we've got to have the wall. Like, make a great game, even if it's different.
And
because the other games still exist.
Embrace,
it's just my opinion, I'm sorry.
Embrace IP crossover. It is the only way that those things make money over time.
Yeah.
You can't get away from, like, Halo.
How do you do that in
Halo,
Gears, though?
You find every big
void.
You just go over the top. If Gears gets stupid in horde mode and stuff, like you can be goofy. And Halo had a lot of options it could have gone with, but even if you had like Gundam suits and Doomslayer suits and Fallout suits and all these different things, people just were good. They lost their minds over the samurai outfit. Like they just couldn't handle anything in Infinite.
Yeah, I didn't like it. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm sorry, Gears fans. It's your call here. You could have like another remix of the Gears multiplayer formula, and I think it would die just like all the other Gears multiplayers have, and you'll just be left with the hardcore of the hardcore. Or
Nasher Fest shit.
Yeah, or they can like kind of jettison the past a little bit and try something different or something new. I don't know, but we'll see, right? We'll see what Gears E-Day brings to the table. But if
you know what's not a rumor?
What?
That Gears E-Day is going to look visually fucking sick.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a rumor. Like, man. Again, setting aside my feelings on the franchise and what it's become to this point, visually, holy shit, man. Like,
I don't know, Nick. Like, doesn't E-Day suggest that they are going back to kind of like that horror leaning a little bit?
Hopefully. I'm not gonna
Well, they said it's a
it.
linear thing. It has no open world. It's going back to what the older games were.
I hope so.
They've always been, for me, a really, really fun B-movie weekend playing with a friend, and certainly with the sequels with more friends, right? And horde mode always held my attention, but the multiplayer, you can call it a bad take. Jason with the super chat saying, John, we love you, but that is a bad take. Maybe if you really love Gears multiplayer, I understand. I've just probably said something really offensive right now, and I'm sorry.
But
it's
Jason, when's the last time you played Gears multiplayer?
And that's the thing. It's like, I've said the same for Halo.
Jason's pretty hardcore into Gears, though.
Is he?
Yeah.
When did
He's
he
the
last
sort
play
of
them?
person that will carry you. He'll carry a team of shit trucks.
So
I'll just have fun with it for a weekend.
Yeah, I'm crap at Gears. I make no.
I'm sure that plays a part in it, in my enjoyment. Yeah, it's like I'm not going to be wall bouncing.
No, I'm garbage at the Gears meta. Like I just want to run around and shoot people and not be constantly just dying to shotguns to the face. It's just I don't find that fun. I just don't find that fun.
It does get really frustrating watching someone go just rolling past you and you're just giblets.
And, it's like, and I'm thinking to myself, I swear I just unloaded 17 buckshots into this guy and he did not die. I'm just like, this isn't fun.
In most multiplayer modes, just always have the same problem. It's that they don't have enormous publishers behind them. Like they do not have these gigantic publishers to keep these enormous teams with huge budgets to keep pumping in new content. It takes a while to make stuff. It takes a while to test it. None of the Xbox studios are enormous. Like even the Call of Duty ones, they rely on having 20 friggin' teams work on them. So, super chat.
Jason with a follow up. He's mad.
Yeah,
Triggered.
this one went up to $15.
Whoa, he's really. Can you say
That's
this
up
with a certain tone of voice, please, mate?
£1.50.
It's not the same this time.
All right,
The
Jason.
Xbox and PC ecosystem has never been more connected, and with the launch on PS5, the multiplayer has a genuine chance to thrive. Man, those PlayStation owners are going to get their fucking asses handed.
One of the main
it won't
things I
thrive.
saw one of the main things I saw people talking about, they were like, man, I really wanted the multiplayer just so that I could destroy new players that have never seen a Gears game before. Like, yeah.
Oh, man.
I get it.
Like, they would get their asses absolutely. Like, in Halo, you could say maybe they'll stand a chance a little bit because it's a first-person shooter and whatever.
We didn't say this. It's an Xasis rumor that's not about Game Pass. So huge grains of salt. Take it with. He's not been
It's
the most
also
accurate.
stuff that makes sense. Like, to me, E-Day in 2026 makes way more sense.
Well, I think
Especially
No,
literally
I
this year.
could see Gears E-Day dropping December like Indiana Jones. But I also question, do Microsoft want to again miss out on if they come out with another great like return of Gears?
Yeah.
Miss out on another Game Awards and all of the publicity that comes with it.
I don't think that. I think they
you've
know
got-
they
if-
can't do anything at the Game Awards anyways.
Yeah,
But if you've got the collection this year, and you've already got 74 other games this year, you don't need Gears E-Day this year.
But it's
You don't
crazy.
need
But
it.
Nick, they have so much for next year too. It's a wonderful problem. They have
I
so
have to
many
admit,
things.
like making the new trailer, I was like, okay, what should I put in here? And I was like, oh, there's loads.
Yeah,
Like,
when I was
it's-
grabbing footage for that other thing, I was like, yeah, I pulled from like 12, 13 things. And was like, oh yeah, and there's also this. Oh yeah, there's also like it just keeps going.
Like,
Yeah.
Microsoft wasn't joking. The PS5 is an Xbox. It's got all Xbox games on it and no PlayStation games. They weren't mucking around. It is an
Hey.
Xbox.
Oh,
Hey,
YouTube
that
crashed
was one of the
again.
headlines today because Forza Horizon 5 on PlayStation 5 is going to require a Microsoft account to log in and play alongside your PlayStation Network account.
Mhm.
And yeah, you know,
They're
Cengiz
gonna
was a
be
little
hoovering
cheeky.
her up,
cheeky with his
hoovering up
headline.
those mouths.
Yeah.
We didn't talk about it, but Circana now doesn't do it by playing on a console. They do it by playing on a network. So it's listed
Yeah.
PlayStation Network players, Xbox Network players. So everywhere that they publish a game, if someone's playing, it counts for their network in those listings.
Okay.
Navy Shadow in the chat, not a super chat, but I'm reading it out. Apparently, Forza Horizon 5 is currently broken. I saw someone else post that earlier today in this chat. I don't know. Is it?
I have no idea.
Tell me more. Tell me more.
No, it's-
Jason with the super chat. He's really keen on this Gears thing. I feel like this
I'm
one's
still,
this one tone wise a little bit more desperate.
yeah, I'm still holding out hope. Has anyone verified no multiplayer beyond the PS backend?
no, and if I remember on his, I think Xbox 2, or if not on Twitter, Jed says something. There's some misinformation around it. So we'll have to see.
I heard it wasn't one of the rumors that it was just Gears 1 and 2 and 3 wasn't in it.
There was a rumor floating around that there was no Gears 3 in it, and I'm like, that doesn't make.
It would make
Any
more sense to have
sense.
2 and 3 and not have 1, because 1 is on PC, and you get 2 and 3 on PC with this, which is like a big incentive outside of being on PlayStation even.
Here's what I wonder. Here's my guess, educated guess theory. It's Gears 1 to 3, remastered campaigns, full co-op.
Yeah.
And what they do is they say, and while we are not including every multiplayer map for
Maybe
each game,
Horde.
yeah, maybe Horde. But while we're not doing that, we are bringing all of those maps back for Gears E-Day, and we're going to have special mode. And maybe it'll be something like that.
That
you
would
know?
make more sense. If they
That would
could
make
get
more
every
sense.
single map from 1,
Remastered.
2, and 3, or at least the most popular, quote unquote, best maps from 1, 2, and 3, and remake them all for E-Day's multiplayer, that might be an okay compromise. Maybe.
Yeah.
My problem is it's hard for me to get passionate about it because I just don't enjoy Gears multiplayer, and even Gears as a franchise has lost me somewhat.
This
After
this
4
is
and
going
5?
back to what you wanted. 4 and 5 did have horror elements. I just don't want an actual survival horror game to be the mainline Gears. If you want to do a split off where it's not a roided up COG character and it's an actual like
Everyone
survivally
reads too
horror
much-
game.
I don't mean survival horror as in no ammo, you die super easy. I just meant from an atmospheric point of view. I wanted it to be more survival horror.
Yeah, more the horror stages that you get in a normal Gears game. Then
Not gameplay survival horror, atmosphere survival horror. Denial, Jason Superchat, denial phase. I hate everything and everyone. This is all I've ever wanted.
Oh dear, Jace. I want to give you a big hug. It's gonna be okay.
But yeah, the survival horror comments. I wish people wouldn't take them so dead on literally. It's more from an atmosphere perspective. I want it to be more linear, darker, scarier.
See, I understand that, but also from my perspective, Gears 2 was peak for me. You know, I want B-movie Gears. They're sinking cities with a giant worm.
But you can
That's
do
my
both.
Gears.
You can do both.
Yeah,
you can
you
have both. I just don't want that open world thing that they were doing in 5. I was just like, no, that's not.
it was so
Gears.
easy. The open world stuff was just to give you a different way to funnel you to linear sections. It was fine. And they had horror sections in there. Like,
And then the robots in 4.
the robots in 4 weren't that
was
fun.
Weird.
Yeah.
Like, I get it that they wanted to try and do something different, but
Well, a lot of 4 just became horde maps during campaign, essentially. You're setting up horde mode over and over again. 5 was fantastic.
There's nothing wrong with refining and fine-tuning what works. There's nothing wrong with that. That's okay.
Did you ever play as Jack in the campaign co-op? Way more fun than you would think. He was extreme, especially when you had him upgraded in like a new game plus. Oh, super powered. It was awesome.
Okay.
We
looking
will
forward
have to
to
do
it,
community nights with horde mode in whatever Gears releases. Though I've been trying to set them up, but everyone's too busy.
I have high hopes for Gears E-Day. I have high hopes.
Yeah,
I
I
hope
think
it's
it's going to be fun. Next up, Xbox Cloud Gaming has a free user limit now. So 60 minutes of play, and then you're out.
It's insane that this didn't already exist. It must have been
It's
part
good
of the
that it
deal.
didn't exist.
No, it was but for
Good
people
that it didn't exist.
for people that actually use cloud, they hate it. People that pay for Game Pass Ultimate that use cloud hate it because the servers were always busy because so many free people were just playing Fortnite on it all day and clogging and using up all the servers. So people that actually use xCloud are very happy.
I rarely had issues getting onto XCloud.
Well, you're in Australia, nobody plays
Rarely,
it there.
if ever. It's probably lucky in my timing because when I'm playing, if I want to play Fortnite on XCloud, everyone else is probably asleep. That's probably why I had no problems.
It was far and away the most generous any cloud service was, and it was shocking that it lasted this long. Because you don't have to pay a penny. It was completely free. It wasn't I have Game Pass and I pay and I just play Fortnite. It was I don't pay anything and I just play Fortnite.
Oh no, I know, but at the same time, I'm surprised they're doing this now because by all reports, Fortnite. So once Fortnite was taken off Android and iOS, this workaround was allegedly, reportedly, supposedly, hugely successful for Epic and Microsoft. So that's why I'm surprised that they're doing something like this.
It's the growth phase. It grew, and now you want money from those people. It's the way it goes. This is the way everything goes. It's like, this is amazing. We're not really making a lot of money, and we're probably losing it unless they are just buying a ton of microtransactions because we're running all these servers and giving all this bandwidth out to people who don't have to ever give us a penny. We do this now. Well, hey, they're a little annoyed. They're in the middle of a match and it kicks them out. But if they spend $20 a month, they can go back to paying or playing as much as they want with no problems. So
Yeah, it's fair.
it was surprising that it lasted this well for so long.
What else have we got? Modders have created a tool that recompiles Xbox 360 games into native PC games.
And it's not a new way of doing it, but it is a new tool for doing it more easily. Static recompiling, I think it's called.
I tried to get MVG on today, last minute, specifically to talk about this. But unfortunately, he could not jump on. But he will jump on soon. But this is unreal what they do with this. Like they take the 360. I think they effectively take the 360 versions of games, create native PC ports out of them, and then they mod the shit out of them and improve performance and fix issues and this. It's
They
brilliant,
chose
I
a
reckon.
terrible game to start with in Sonic Unleashed, but it's because it never came to PC. So now you can play it there.
It's pretty
The hell was
impressive.
that?
But aren't folks like publishers like Sega just gonna be like, hey, stop it and shut it down?
They're not Nintendo, so they don't go as hard. But obviously, hosting this anywhere, anything like that, it wouldn't be legal. It's not emulating on original hardware or in any way. There's no like gray area. It would just be something that they would look at and go, what the fuck? Not that they were looking to make any money off this game on PC, as far as we know. But in case they were, also these characters, man, I don't know. Regular humans in Sonic always make me feel weird, even when they're like
I thought
cartoon
Unleashed
like
was
this.
okay. I thought Unleashed was okay. The werewolf, the werehog.
Oh, the Werehog one is what they did.
levels.
That's right. I put Sonic
Yeah, the
Werehog
Werehog-
PC and it didn't give me that.
The Sonic
Oh, it is Unleashed.
levels were good,
Mm.
especially the Greek one.
There we go.
Where they
Sonic
didn't say
Unleashed is
it's
like
Greece, but it's totally Greece.
it is a 60 on Metacritic with 50 reviews.
That's okay.
It has an 8.6 fan rating, but fan ratings are completely useless.
Not really. I wouldn't say they're completely useless.
They are. Oh, on Metacritic, they're just always brigaded. They're not actually what anyone thinks or cares. It's gone pretty bad.
Jason, I'd love it if they could do this with like delisted games.
Yeah, that's the coolest thing. All the live arcade stuff you can't get anymore.
Yeah, it'd be nice if they could do this sort of stuff with delisted games, with like games that haven't gone back compat. Like I'd love for them to do this with X-Men Origins Wolverine. That would be the Saboteur. I mean,
Technically, a
Saboteur's
lot of
on
the,
PC.
if they were on PS3, a lot of them you can just emulate pretty well on PC.
Yeah, but I feel like this is probably the ultimate.
Yeah, it's the easiest. It's also the fastest to get attacked by lawyers.
Yeah. Jason,
Super chat.
super chat. Question. Jason's super chatting a lot and he's very excited because Collingwood's playing today and he's going to the game because it's up in Sydney. So he's pumped. I've converted him from being a Geelong supporter to a Collingwood supporter. He's very excited. Question. Do you think we will ever get a Gears show or movie?
Yes.
I thought that was already
They're
confirmed.
doing it
Do
with
we have-
Amazon, yeah. Or with Netflix, sorry.
Xbox have an amazing track record with translating their IP to TV.
Yeah,
Speaking
lately.
of, have you watched the Halo TV show?
Technically, you have the last one was Fallout, which is very good.
Fallout was good. Fallout was very good. Halo was not.
Halo Season 1 wasn't great. Halo Season 2 is pretty good.
Hopefully the Gears show.
It's a cartoon and a movie, I think.
The movie I'm looking forward to. Dave Bautista's been like, cast me.
Yeah, I know. It's like, just do it, guys. Just cast
Put
him.
me in a
And,
movie.
and if you're ever going to get Michael Bay to do a video game movie, Gears of
I'm
War
out.
feels like the one.
Yeah.
I reckon Michael Bay could pull off a pretty good Gears movie.
I mean, if you want it to be about as good as the original Gears stories, I guess, because they were pretty over the top and not great. Gears books, though,
Yeah.
not bad. Much like Halo.
I started reading a Halo book, Full of Reach. Didn't last the whole book though.
It's all right. It's slow. I honestly do think a lot of the newer ones and the Forerunner trilogy really recontextualizes 4 and 5 and everything nicely. First book's good. Second book is just nonstop lore dumps and insanely slow. Then the third book's amazing. But man, you can't see it. But the friggin' epitaph. Even if you've only played Halo 4, 5, and Infinite, you never read any of the books, read Halo Epitaph. And it really wraps all of those up together so goddamn perfectly. It was a fantastic book.
Ray Oid, I thought Netflix brought the Halo show. You've been recast, Nick. Lol. They'd never recast me.
They bought the
They're never
rights
gonna
to stream
replace
the
this face.
existing series, but there's people are then alluding, oh, well, they're going to revive it for season
No,
3.
they
I
would've
mean, they
said
might
that.
watch to see. No one said it at Netflix. They might watch to see what the numbers are like. And Token Aussie in the chat says the Halo show is a top 10 show on Netflix. Yeah. So is Bridgerton.
So is lots of things that aren't good.
You know, like.
So what? Have you seen some of the most popular music artists in the world these days?
Yeah, man.
Popular doesn't mean good.
Yeah.
Doesn't always mean good.
I'm mentioning this because we recorded Sick of Netflix yesterday for Patreon members, so you can go watch it. We discussed the Oscar picture winner, Anora, and we also watched.
Oh yeah, Nora.
Whereas Nick would call it a snora.
Yeah, he would.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
it
I
was
would.
okay. You know, like we all agreed, it really didn't feel like it was actually a Best Picture winner.
It would
No,
not have been in my top
not
20
at
for
all.
releases last year.
Yeah. But I have to admit, like, and I was saying this to the lads before we went live. I turned up to the green room a little bit late because I was just watching Better Man, which is a music biopic of Robbie Williams, which is
As
a
a
UK
monkey.
pop star from Take That.
There's a
I'm
chimp.
not into his music, but I'm telling you this, folks. Better Man is one of the best movies I've seen for ages. It was incredible.
And if you're wondering
and I
why
was
he's a
so
monkey,
surprised.
it's because he said
He's
he
a
felt
CGI monkey.
yeah,
throughout
he
the
felt
entire
like
film.
a dancing monkey for people for most of his career, and this is how he felt like he was inside.
And what's
You know,
really
it's not even him doing the mocap.
No, as a young guy, because
no, it's not, but it's
yeah.
him, and this is where I was intrigued. It's him doing all the voice
Yes.
acting, and a lot of the voice acting was via interviews done a full year and a half before they even thought about making the film.
Oh,
Where he's just candidly talking to someone, an interviewer or a friend of his, and it was all recorded, and he was just being completely honest about everything he'd been through, all of his drug addiction and heroin and shagging around and all of that jazz, and it's just there on film. Like it's just his real words, and it really smashed it. Like
so
what a
many
movie.
fingers in the
Go
butt.
watch it.
My God, that man's prostate. back.
But there you go.
He's got good songs. I know America doesn't like Robbie Williams, but he's actually got some fantastic songs. Like legit good songs.
I would really be intrigued to see your opinion, because I honestly, I
I'll
was
check
blown
out if it's
away.
on any streaming services.
It is on a streaming service, I believe, sir.
Is it?
Yep.
Let's have a look at which streaming service has Better Man.
Definitely available on a streaming service
Let's
of
see.
your choosing.
Yes. Let's see. It does appear to be on a
There you
local
go.
streaming service
Isn't that good? Yeah.
in my local area.
Vicinity. We're gonna get in trouble one day. Anyway, go tune in to Sick of Netflix. If you want to tune in and watch those discussions,
Streaming now.
that was episode 1, episode 18. So if you're an Xbox Era Patreon member, you get access to all of the back catalogue, as well as the Day One Game Pass show and retro hangouts. So
We need
head
to do more stuff.
patreon.com.
We haven't gained any
/Xbox Era.
patrons in a month. In fact, we've only lost them. Hurts.
Oh, that's depressing.
2 notifications on Patreon. What's going on here? What do we got? A cancellation, but 2 joins.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Cody Bishop changed his payment information, so he's back. And welcome, Agent of Chaos 904, as an Xbox Era fan. Unfortunately, Streamlabs no longer picks up Patreon, so it doesn't pop up on the stream. I can't fix it. I've been trying. But hello, Agent of Chaos. I'm going to add you to the thing up top right now. And thank you for sticking around, Cody Bishop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks heaps.
All right.
I guess the people just want to see more me.
Anything
more
we've
patrons.
done that is we just haven't done a lot of we've been so goddamn busy, and John's been traveling. He's gonna travel again. Makes it really hard to get any of the exclusive video stuff up, which is what people mostly were signing up for. So we got to try.
Yeah.
I'll try and scam a retirement package out of my job and use that money to do Xbox Era full time. What do you say?
Yeah,
Sure.
I think that's
Yes,
Yeah, as long as
no,
we don't
maybe.
as long as we don't have to pay you, I'm 100%.
You'll have to
Yeah,
pay
like-
me eventually.
Or not. You just
do our
stop.
best.
Yeah. You have to, well, first pay me, then maybe you.
Jason with a couple more super chats. Halo TV show got cancelled because the producers couldn't control Nick and get him to stop speaking. True?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
I wouldn't stop talking and I wouldn't stop taking my clothes off. And they're like, Nick, you're supposed to be in the suit. I'm like,
Keep the helmet on.
but people want to see my naked
But
form.
in this scene, you're literally flying through deep space. Don't care.
You're being shot by plasma rifles and you're fighting.
You're fighting the Arbiter.
I was just about to say you're fighting Groot for some reason. I don't know why I had Groot in my head. No, you're fighting the Arbiter. It's like, doesn't matter. People want to see the raw form. My body can take the hits. Jason with another super chat. Open your DMs and please confirm Horde mode at the very least. I don't know about Horde mode.
You know, one thing I will say, and don't tell YouTube I said this. If you want to help us and you don't have any money or you don't feel like contributing to a Patreon, I get it. But if you either just set XboxEra as your homepage on your phone or whatever, that helps a ton because it's just those ads. You don't have to do anything. But also, if you've got like any screen in the house and you have YouTube Premium and you just put on a playlist of like XboxEra reviews or podcasts and just let that shit play all the time, that would really help
you.
And it's free.
Next up is I guess, aside from the Tony Hawk's reference, Nick's other big topic of the show, right? Iconic game publisher Acclaim has been resurrected with wrestler Jeff Jarrett as an advisor.
How random is this?
It is kind of weird.
Are they going to try and buy back Tony Hawk? Are they going to try and buy back Turok?
I'm sure they'll find a bunch of shitty IPs to license out and make really bad games for, mostly mobile. That'd be my guess.
You reckon?
I have no idea. It's got money behind it.
Yeah, it has got money behind it.
I've had 3 crashes too, Brent.
I feel like they should at least try and get Turok back.
They won't.
They should try.
If no one was using the IP, sure, but we literally just saw a new Turok game get announced, so it won't be up for sale. But some of their older shit that who knows where it went or whatever, no one's using it, might have a shot.
Acclaim was basically Activision before Activision.
They were a massive publisher. Like, I remember seeing their logo on so many games.
Everything.
On my Amiga. But they were
not
so
just
massive.
that. You know how many licenses they had? They had WWF, Simpsons, Terminator, Alien. They had Turok, South Park, Mortal Kombat.
Yeah,
they were the original. Yeah. They had the license for Mortal Kombat. So I think it was Midway was like the dev or whatever.
Yeah, they were mostly ports, quite a bit. A lot of porting work.
Like NBA Jam. Like Acclaim was Activision before Activision came along. Like, oh God, I remember you seeing their logo everywhere. So it's going to be interesting how they go the second time around without all that IP behind them.
Do they just go for more new IP?
Well, I was about to say, they either need to make a big hit new IP, which is incredibly difficult to do, or they need to go hard for one specific IP and then build off that. Now, Turok's probably not big enough for that, but they need to get a hold of something big and then build around that, I feel. Otherwise, I'll just go back to being dead again. This will all have been a waste of time.
It is weird to see investment in video games right now. Because I didn't put in there, I think it's in headlines for next week, but the devs either the devs or the publishers who made Dordogne are shutting down. Could not find any funding.
Yeah, it's the vibe at DICE was that publishers were interested again, but the deals were very, very slim on the ground in 2024. But fucking get a proper setup, mate.
Not a Donkey Kong wall thing. Oh my God.
He's muted. He's unplugged his mic. Everything's broken. I mean, it's just...
No, it was Wreck-It Ralph. It's Wreck-It Ralph. I sat
Yeah.
down too violently.
You did. There's a lot of force in
But
that
thanks to the
sit-down.
quality of Apple's products, his camera and phone did not break.
Nah, no
Shouldn't
way.
bounced around.
I say that jokingly because
so
they break
chat.
as easy as anything.
Come on, chat. What are your fondest memories of playing a game and seeing that Acclaim logo?
I'm
Come
gonna
on,
have to,
chat. Get involved. Anyone at all.
There's a little delay. You got to give him time.
Bueller.
There's like 6-7 seconds, and then they got to think, and then they got to type. You got to give them a little bit of time.
Yeah. Mine is probably Turok. Like, I know Turok was definitely one, and remember seeing Acclaim, then Iguana, the Iguana logo, and then Turok would start, and I was like, yeah, this is a sick game. Burnout 2. Was that Acclaim? Burnout 2? No.
Rare made a WWF game? Huh. I had no idea. Rare made a WWF game published by Acclaim called WWF WrestleMania in 1989 on the Nintendo Entertainment System. Rare also made Narc on the Nintendo Entertainment. Wow. Damn. Yeah, you go through the list of everything Acclaim published. It's insanely long. Like, I can scroll forever, and then they were gone in 04.
Yeah.
What's the last thing? 100 Bullets canceled when they were closed. Boom. Game was
Why do I recognize that name?
Might have seen in the news. Juiced. That was the last game they worked on that was released, or the last thing they were publishing.
Thanks, MSA in the chat. That's very nice of you. Him and Jason are discussing Gears. 100%. Just with Nick, I'm sure he will say if he was allowed. Remember, he's got in trouble in the past and a lot of stick the last couple of years. So even I don't pressure him too much.
You get your own Simps.
I don't need more pressure.
They made an Itchy and Scratchy. Oh, these are all canceled games.
Under pressure.
The AFL Live Premiership, one of their last games in 04, released only in Australia.
Really?
PS2 and Xbox.
I didn't realize Acclaim did one of the... the very first AFL, modern AFL game was AFL 98, and it was done by EA Sports.
It's in the game.
No,
I had that, and that's the one that MVG gave me when he came down. He gave it to me as a present.
Wow, Team 17 and Worms 3D. Carmen Sandiego, which Nick just stole a code for.
Oh, yeah, Shadow Man. Carmen Sandiego. I'm the only person that's ever, talked about Carmen Sandiego and how I think it would work as a modern day game and blah, 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 blah. Yet, no code sent to me. Yet all these other randoms who don't even know what the hell Carmen Sandiego is were getting sent Carmen Sandiego packages.
Did you ask? They know.
No, but neither did they. Neither did they.
Their whole thing is asking. They just know the press companies know them. Nobody knows you. You got to work out those relationships.
But they didn't even... The people that got these packages didn't even know what Carmen Sandiego was and haven't played it before.
Yeah, it's
so
just
how could they have asked?
They didn't. They just have a good relationship with the press company behind it, and the press company just sends them stuff. I had a pair of headphones show up from Corsair the other day that don't even work on Xbox. And I'm like, they're like, oh, sorry, we just send you everything. I was like, oh.
I was like a shill for Carmen Sandiego.
But you got it. It's about who you know. If that press company's not watching this, I have no idea. And they're not watching this.
True.
Whatever, man.
I'm going to try and do the rest of these news things in a block.
Do whatever. You don't have to do all of them. You can do whatever you want. Okay.
I'm going to do all of these ones.
We'll get rid of Michael Pachter talking about $100. So Michael Pachter confirmed we're getting $70 GTA because he said it'll be $100. So you know it's going to be $70 now. The end.
Well, I mean, there'll be a $100 edition because that's exactly what they do all the time.
Yeah, the WWE 2K25 and PGA Tour 2K25 review codes were the $120 editions. They do it for everything.
So don't be surprised. And he also said because they'll include a bunch of online GTA credit, and it's like that's exactly how they've made their money.
For a guy who's an analyst about the industry, it just doesn't seem to know anything.
But let's talk about PlayStation. A bunch of things here. A bunch of layoffs following recent game cancellations.
Layoffs?
PlayStation Visual Arts team.
But they've sold 75 million consoles.
Oh. well, this can't be true then. PlayStation obviously didn't let go a bunch of visual arts folks, which is the team that kind of works with all of their other teams.
I'm actually surprised they would have layoffs from that team. That's surprising. Because that's
layoffs.
the team that like gives a lot of their games their look and make sure that everything looks like very expensive. And so I'm kind of shocked that that would be the team that would get cuts. And if I've got my information, unless I'm getting mixed up with another team.
No, it was the internal visual arts team, along with some was PlayStation Malaysia, I think.
Internal art and technical support to first-party PlayStation shows, worked closely with Naughty Dog on the recent Last of Us Part 1 and 2 remasters, among other projects. But yeah, LinkedIn, lots of staff talking about being let go. So we had more cuts there. We also had the team that did the Until Dawn remake for Sony.
If I was Microsoft and any of the Microsoft studios, I'd be poaching a shit ton of those people.
Yeah, maybe.
I would be poaching a shit ton of those people. Because they're clearly very talented. Again, if it's the studio I'm thinking of within PlayStation.
It's not XDev, but it is the art side of that. So not the helping you code, but the helping you like make looks and animations and stuff.
Yeah, like I just know that they had a team that basically worked across all their first-party games that would get them up to a certain standard visually and all that sort of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. It's odd that because obviously I was being a smart ass about the 75 million consoles. Obviously, PlayStation is still going to have to cut jobs when their games cost $1 gajillion to make and only sell 10 million copies or whatever.
It's mostly in a lot. It's still a lot because of the Concord cancellation, along with all the other cancellations. So it's just a lot of money spent with no money ever going to be returned on it. So,
but my curiosity is, and I guess Jesse just kind of answered my question unintentionally. This studio's goal would not be to make money.
It's just where can we cut costs?
It's a weird studio to cut from because it's not so. So they cut studios that obviously make games that flop or whatever, but this studio's remit is about improving visual quality on first-party games. So there's no profit loss on what they do. So it just seems like an odd studio to make cuts from, to me.
They did anyway. And it's not the only thing. We had the guys that remade Until Dawn, their studio Ballistic Moon. Now, this isn't owned by Sony, but they have been effectively closed. They're no longer operating effectively, but apparently just the co-founders left in the building. Reportedly, it's a bit rough. And we had Neil Druckmann come out and do an interview, I think with Variety, and said that there might not be another Last of Us game.
Thank God.
Yeah.
I wish it had only been one. 2 plays amazing. I wish if they were going to remake 1 again, they should have just given it better gameplay. But the story killed me in 2. 2 is fantastic in many ways. Really good writing, really good acting, really good graphics. Not as good as people think. Like if you actually play the game, it looks very nice, but it doesn't look like all the screens.
Nice, but it's
not the screenshots people selectively take from mostly cutscenes.
That's
but it's a great looking game. It's just not like head and shoulders above everything. Great animation, great gameplay, but it killed the story of the first game for me with what they did with those characters.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Quite a bit. I haven't watched the show because of it, because I know what's going to come. And I've heard nothing but great things about the show.
The show's... Have you not seen season 1?
No, because I know where the story's
really
going to go and I don't care.
Yeah, I know. It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah,
but it's good.
The story
it's really
anything
good.
Like new or amazing, but it's
definitely better than Halo.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. It actually takes its source material and
from the video. Yeah, it's actually like based on the video game.
They're not like, hey guys, we're gonna make a completely different universe, and actually it's Joanna and Ellis.
Oh, what happened to John's mic? Oh, huh. I wonder.
Triggering.
Bored.
Oh dear.
to avoid Joel dying, we're going to have this alternate timeline Last of Us. Hey.
Oh dear, dear, oh dear, oh dear. I was going to talk about this one because I think it's interesting, and I have something to say about this. Trump, dangerous topic.
Not really.
Trump tariffs threaten the future of physical video games. Analyst warns. Michael Pachter, not Michael Pachter. Sorry, John. Shut up. Matt Piscatella from Sakana suggested that the increased cost to import physical goods from Mexico, which is where the vast majority of discs for North American physical games are produced, could see publishers move further away from physical games. Daniel Ahmad also said that the 20% China tariff impacts on consoles and the 25% Mexico tariff will affect physical game manufacture. And it wouldn't surprise either of them to see physical games that would be subjected to tariffs simply not get made. How do people feel about that? Like,
on Xbox, they won't care about physical games. On PlayStation, they care a little bit, and on Nintendo, they'd care a lot of it.
They'd care a lot.
Yeah. It's going to be an interesting time. And look, I don't want to get political.
Everything in life is political.
Because people seem to treat it like a team sport. I'm allowed a different opinion from you, dear listener. All right? Don't get upset.
Go get your red hat in the background, John. We all know.
But, like, to my Canadian friends out there, this shit's crazy. And I think if you're an American, think about your neighbors, because imagine if someone just said, we're going to take over your country. Like, this is insane. What's going on out there in the world today? I know this isn't video games, but I'm reading the news and I'm like, what the fuck?
As somebody who kept up with local politics, I'm not surprised by any of it. It was always the plan.
This is bonkers.
Mm-hmm.
It's absolutely
It was a bonkers plan.
Bonkers.
I envision that most, not all, I envision that most Xbox gamers would not particularly be affected by this.
No, I'm all digital. I don't give two monkeys about physical.
Yeah, I've been digital on
Sorry,
Xbox
folks.
since 2014, I want to say. And I've been digital on PlayStation since 2016. So I struggle to muster the effort to be annoyed about this.
Yeah.
Especially as it's not my country.
The dumb reason why it would happen is the main, like, it's all completely avoidable.
Yeah.
It's just stupid.
Yeah.
It's a stupid timeline.
I get why people fear physical going away. I just feel like today, more so than any other period in video game history, physical means less and less.
Yeah, like half the time, the full game that you actually would want updated and working as you would wish isn't on the freaking disc.
The best thing for preservation is piracy on PC copies of games, and thankfully everyone's putting everything on PC lately, so that is the way you will be able to play things in the future.
And not just that, like, people are like, oh, but I own my disc. And again, I have to remind you, no, you don't. Like, you've still ultimately bought a license.
Yeah.
Even with the disc, you've still only bought a license to play the game. And now more than ever, thanks to the internet, the magic of the internet, they can render your disc a coaster.
Yeah.
So,
and hard drives are physical things. So, like, why is a disc, which is a storage device, any less physical than a hard drive? Like, I don't get.
Blu-ray is not a good medium for long-term preservation either. It's not. It won awards should not have. HD DVDs were a better technology overall.
Yeah.
Again, I get it. I understand. There's a lot of. I'm an old man that can't let go of a lot of things too. But
you're an old man cunt.
The physical thing, I understood the grasping for physical in the cartridge days more so than in the disc days. Like once the 360 and the PS3 came along, and everything had to be patched, and not the entire game was on discs, and this, that, the other. It's just physical became less of a thing you could grasp to. I don't know.
It's just Switch. Switch is the one where physical will still matter because they don't lose value.
Yes.
You can resell them for quite a bit. And it is, in general, a playable experience on there, even though most third-party Switch games, you still have to download the rest.
Yeah, and good old Collingwood super chat on this topic. Nintendo shares dropped 9.2% on Friday on the news that tariffs of 20% have been imposed on China. I don't know.
Expensive Switch too.
Trade wars against your enemies, trade wars against your friends. It's a crazy world out there, and it's not making a lot of sense. And for those of folks out there that are going through it, I empathize, I sympathize. And for those folks out there that don't give two shits, I get that too.
They will once it really affects them.
Well, that's the thing. Like, there is a part of me, and I'm gonna get
a little cheeky.
I don't know. No, not cheeky. No. I don't know. I know this is a video game podcast, right? But there is a small part of me that thinks that, and this is a horrible thing in some ways to say, so please take it as I intended.
This is not the express written consent of XboxEra as an organization.
Yeah, somewhat lightheartedly, that maybe, you know, that crappy cheesy phrase like it's always darkest before the dawn. Maybe something really, really bad has to happen, like where all of this has to happen before actual genuine change can occur. Maybe this is just how it has. I don't know. And I wish it wasn't happening for a lot of people, but maybe that's the case. I just like, this is a crazy world. Like, this year is just insane, and it's just going to get crazy.
Our constant railing against vaccines will kill off enough, and then the world will be back together. That's what John thinks.
Yeah, we just need an apocalypse. You know, humanity needs a reset, right? I don't know. Anyways, I think
I'm more looking forward to being clipped for joking about the job losses.
Yeah, heartless podcaster.
And then you will fall and talk to those shitheads again, and then be like, "Why do I talk to them?" And I'd be like, "I don't know. Just block them like I do."
I'm very excited.
I love
that obvious joke
that Chenga's put out a cheeky tweet on the whole Forza Horizon 5 PlayStation account news, and I followed it up with I'm looking forward to the totally normal adult interactions and discussions on this post. And I'm not going to read this on air because it is horrific, but of course it's from an account with no followers and no following, saying something horrific. But it's like, that's probably not a bot. That's actually probably a real person that feels like, yeah, I've got one over on them by posting that on the internet. Oh, what a loser. Oh, wait, can't call people losers. It causes a bit of drama, doesn't it, Jesse?
No.
Can't call people losers on this show.
No, just do it.
All right, then.
The drama doesn't matter if you don't give a shit.
That's true. Anyways, I think that's all of the news, dear friends. So I suppose...
Super chat.
Oh, all right, then.
From Jason. Love you, Nick, but bad take on The Last of Us. We need 3. We really don't. We technically didn't need 2. I wouldn't have an issue with 3 if they hadn't milked the franchise so much by now. Like, it would have been fine if we had 1 in 2013, 2 in 2018, and then 3 in 2024. Would have been totally sweet with that. Instead, we got 1 in 2013, 1 remastered in 2014, then we got 2 in 2020, then we got 1 remade, and then we got 2 remastered. Like, they've just milked the shit out of the same 2 games for a decade. Like, just let it go now. Like, Intergalactic looks incredible. Focus on that. And don't worry about Last of Us anymore. Intergalactic looks great. Legitimately great.
Nick's gone woke.
Put your focus there. And don't worry about Last of Us Part fucking 3. What are you going to do? Kill Ellie in that one? And piss people off even more?
They've already taken her fingers and made her the most miserable human being on Earth, so...
Don't worry about it. Like, leave it. Focus on Intergalactic, then Intergalactic Remastered, then Intergalactic 2, and then Intergalactic 2 Remastered, and then Intergalactic Remade. Put your focus there.
All right then.
But yeah.
No, that killed Dina in 3.
Anything else, folks? Want to chat about?
No, we got through all those news topics relatively smoothly. I think there's a lot.
We
Not even 2
probably
hours
foolishly
yet.
we probably
2
foolishly
hours.
didn't integrate the community questions, which are bound to be on several of those topics
It's fine.
within those topics.
Yeah.
So that's a bummer.
Yeah, I was waiting to see if either of you would ping them or pull them out and put them in the showrunner.
Yeah,
but
sorry, I didn't get here at the table in
I know.
2, so
I was here an hour early. I didn't
I was
bother.
going to try and do it on the fly, but there you go.
Super chat.
Nick Pierce with the super
Nick
chat.
Pierce. Yeah. The only game ever returned to EB was Last of Us 2. Oh.
Yeah.
I did that with Akami. I returned it straight back after half an hour of playing it. I was like, nope.
Have you rebought it since it's got a sequel announced?
Yep.
Yeah, I know you. You're
I
such
bought
a
Akami
fucking hoarder.
HD.
Worst hoarder.
Well, you are.
It's why I have stopped giving you so many things because I know you're never going to play them. You just want to hoard them. And I want to give codes I have to people who will play it.
I'm playing
sent the
Assassin's
ID
Creed.
The idea Xbox list to you, Jesse.
Yes.
But before I did send it, I dropped Nick the San Diego because
Carmen San
saw him,
Diego, baby.
right? And then I woke up. I went straight to bed. And I woke up to a message. Yeah, what else? I was like, get the fuck out of here!
I literally gave you Assassin's Creed Shadow that same day. You're fine. You're not going to play anything. You're fine.
Goodness me. Goodness me.
Time to hit that button.
It is time for that button. That's right. It's time for Name a Game, where we, Nick and I, play as champions for our wonderful Patreon community who are amazing and try and win them a game code. If you want to become one of these legends and have Nick or I fight for victory on your behalf, just head to patreon.com/XboxEra. This week, Nick is playing for
Shit.
Cheeseworks,
damn it.
and I am playing for Sam Cludders. Every time I try and queue him up, I'm thinking he's
I
obviously
closed
gonna
I
open it.
closed the tab when I saw we went through all the news topics, forgetting that we then need to do that.
So yeah, Nick, you're playing for Like the Stream Y'all, Cheeseworks, and I'm playing for
baby.
Sam Cludders. Jesse, what's the theme this week?
It's in honor of
what's the topic?
Spliction, aka Split Fiction. It's co-op games.
Ooh, okay.
I thought you said cop games.
It's in honor of
Co-op
bacon.
games.
All right. Number 1. The longest and dumbest of this batch. There you go.
Awesome.
It is 160 pounds of whiskey. Chief Wiggum's first name, The Dissection.
Oh crap! I'm trying to remember Chief Wiggum's first name.
Nick.
Tom Clancy's The Division.
Correct.
Oh, wow. Clancy Wiggum. Thank you.
That's what gave it to me. As soon as I was like,
Yeah,
Chief
I
Wiggum's first
couldn't
name,
remember.
Clancy. Tom Clancy.
Yeah.
160 pounds of whiskey.
I looked up something for Tom. I forget what that is from. Oh, no. It's Tom Henderson. Sorry.
Okay.
Now I remember.
I got it off Clancy and The Dissection, The Division. So I was like, okay, whatever that is, Tom.
Henderson. Friend of the website, I guess. Not anymore, probably. Not. I said that about him. Gentlemen, the next one, as I clear the buzzers. A manor quenched. Wait, I didn't freaking copy it over here. Hold on. Boop, boop, boop. A manor quenched.
Oh.
Man, I'm
John knows
fucking
this
good.
game. John knows this studio. This fucking studio is the reason I'm doing co-op games. John.
Oh no, I've got this wrong.
Starting the timer.
A Way Out.
Correct. That wasn't that
Oh,
hard.
I've got it right. Okay.
Your manor, your way.
Quenched out.
Yes.
Yeah, quenched. You put the fire out. It's been quenched. Yeah,
Mhm.
that works.
If you got it, it's not
I think more of thirst quenched.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
did too. Which is
But-
why I
You don't
was
say
like,
my
oh, this
thirst
is
is
wrong.
out. You don't say my thirst is out. Like,
I know, but the way it actually works, quenched means that. All right, the next one compound word. Flagon froth. Flagon froth. Nick,
Cuphead.
correct? Oh, all right, all right. For a potential victory for Sheeshpal Nick, or a tie for John, we have deranged detachment.
You've done this one before.
So that should help you.
Deranged.
We've done so many of these, it's nearly impossible to not have done one before.
Yeah.
Starting the timer. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5,
I don't know.
4. Rebellion Entertainment 3, 2, 1. Strange Brigade.
Oh,
Oh, I wasn't even close in what I was thinking in my
Oh,
head.
well.
oof.
Wow. Roblox oof sound from Tommy Tallarico there.
Ooh.
Gentlemen. Opposite of right, 4 unalived as well. Nick,
Left 4 Dead.
correct.
Nice. Nick wins.
It's going to be the year
Easy
Nick
win.
wins every week. So John won every week last year, and now Nick wins every week this year. What
he's
boring
back.
game shows. You guys are ruining it.
Back.
All right, for funsies, we've got Outfits of Bloodshed Adjudication.
Outfits of Bloodshed.
John,
Oh, shit.
You won already. Gears of War Judgment.
correct.
Yeah. I realized too late.
He's a rather competitive fellow.
He is a bit, isn't he?
All right. Elimination Mezzanine also. Neither of you have ever played this, but I have. And its sequel was just delayed. Only a few weeks before launch.
I know the third word.
John,
Killing Floor 2.
correct.
Yeah. I knew it
Pulling
was
a Nick.
something too.
Getting
That's
him
all I
on
knew.
now.
I knew it was something too.
Well, John would get it because he knows that the third one was just delayed a few weeks before lunch.
Yep.
All right. We have Plight of Putrefaction, Calls Ladies Bitches version.
This is going to be...
You haven't buzzed.
Come on. I'm trying to remember the name of the
Calls
franchise.
ladies bitches.
Mm-hmm. Because he's the...
Boomstick. Is it that one? Am
No.
I wrong?
Vinnie
okay.
Jones. In the worst of the mainline superhero movies of this franchise. All right.
God.
I'm so disgusted. I'm just going to say it's State of Decay 2 Juggernaut
Oh.
Edition.
Oh.
Juggernaut calls ladies bitches?
He says I'm the Juggernaut bitch to a lady in that movie.
Oh, yeah, I'm the Juggernaut, bitch. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. All right, final one for funsies. We have Stop Holding the Top of Their Class. 3 words. First word, all capitals.
Stop holding.
Mm-hmm.
A co-op game.
Yep.
Stop
For
holding.
families. From the world's biggest licensing family brand for video games, essentially.
Stop holding. Drop. What starts with drop? Come on, Nick. Let's work this problem together.
It doesn't start with drop.
Okay.
Is it 3 words?
3 words. The
This
first
game?
word's one of the most well-known things in Western talk when you talk about family stuff. family toys.
Stop.
That would be
holding.
all capital letters for this company.
Hasbro?
All right, I've got it. I just don't know the top of their class.
Pixar movie.
What?
Pixar movie. They did a licensed Pixar movie in this style of family game.
Oh, it's a Lego. Lego.
What's the top of their class?
The top of their classes, I guess it could be, because it is an ends in S.
What? How do we not know this?
No, either.
I don't know.
I don't like the chat right now. It's not very sad that Elliot Page transitioned. It's fine. Don't be weird.
What?
Exactly. Elliot Page, when he was Ellen Page in that movie, is the one that was called The Bitch by the Juggernaut. And people are like, it's very sad that they're not a lady anymore. Like, it's fine. Shut up. Okay, it's gone on long enough. Lego.
No. We got to figure this out. Lego.
Skitty Witty got it in chat.
The top of their class. I'm like graduate. I'm like
they're just amazing at what they do. They are so good at what they do. They are amazing. Nick.
Lego The Incredibles?
Correct.
Oh my god.
It's not that hard.
I knew the Lego from ages ago, the Lego part of it, and I'm like, which Lego game is this? And I'm sitting there going, valedictorian? I'm like, there's no Lego game called that. Like, what is this? And then it was Jesse constantly going, they're so good. They're so good at what they do, and blah, blah. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. The Incredibles. I almost bought that. It was on sale the other day. On Switch.
Not to play it, just to
the
have
last
it.
one? Was that
was
is
it?
it over now?
Yep,
Okay.
Nick killed you in the beginning, and you killed him near the end.
Fair enough.
You did what I used to do, which was get them all after I had already won.
Yeah.
People wondering, how would they do an adaptation of Beyond Two Souls? They would gender swap the character. That's it. There's only one.
I won for you.
Hit me up in a DM,
To reward you.
I'll throw a game at you.
For all your support and liking of our stream, y'all.
Wow.
Thanks.
It's been so long since you've won regularly that I haven't heard you actually say, hey, I won for you, dear patron. It's normally me that has to say it.
Yeah, I know. You're still winning this year, though. You're still winning this year.
No, I didn't realize.
Okay. Good.
4-5.
Wow.
4-5.
It's been good then.
I need to
I was
widen that gap.
Widen
but I won the
gap.
Phil episode. And then I
The
won
hardest
the last
game we
two
ever
games.
had.
Yeah. Where I stuffed
right.
up and said the same patrons that we've already said before.
Yes. Who probably didn't reach out for a code.
I can't remember the last time someone did.
It's amazing. It's almost like, why do we do this? Maybe we should.
It's been a few weeks.
No, we don't have to cut the segment. We just
it's
don't
a
have to
joke.
play for patrons.
No.
It's a joke.
Oh, grammar police.
Calm down. People like your game. It's
There.
okay. All right, it's time to dive into one of our favourite segments of the show that definitely doesn't make people switch off. It's the community questions, where our patrons get to ask us questions every week on a variety of topics as an exclusive perk of being a brilliant Patreon member. If you want that privilege, head to patreon.com/XboxEra. We're just going to take these in a running order. Do you want to do the form or the forum first? It's
Forum. There's only one on there. Yeah.
There's only one on the
Well,
forum.
that's helpful. Form out of the way then.
You know, it's funny that people switch off at community questions. I would argue. I would argue. I don't know why I said ask you.
I would ask you, sir.
I would argue that most of the funniest moments have come from community questions.
I agree. Hello.
Hello. I think a lot of video game podcasts are really focused on the news, and especially if it's any type of A versus
Do you know
B
what?
comparison stuff.
We did all of the news this week, and I prefer personally, and chat, let us know how you feel. I prefer when there's 1 or 2 or 3 max really meaty topics to dive into rather than like spitfiring through all the topics of the week.
That was a
'Cause
weird
it's
thing
like-
this week. This week didn't have anything big. It just had a lot of small.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a week to lend itself to one really long discussion because like the main thing is Tony Hawk and Acclaim. What are you going to say?
Yeah.
You can't dive that deep into them.
Yeah, and it's like if we could, we probably would have spent some time like talking in depth about a game we've all been playing as an example, as opposed to I've just gonna
Funny
briefly mention
thing,
this game.
are you flying the week that we can finally talk about Assassin's Creed Shadows?
When is the embargo?
It would be the 22nd when we could talk about it.
I will be back.
Okay. Embargo's on the 18th, so it's a while before then, but then we would finally be able to all dive into that big old meaty title.
Yep.
Suck it all down.
Cool.
Okay,
All right, let's go.
let's get to the community questions. The first one from our grand benefactor,
Oh,
Ashashin. Hello, John, Nick, and Jesse. So Activision remembers they have other IP besides Call of Duty after all, lol. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3+4 remake is real and coming in July. What a surprise. Mate, you watch this show. It shouldn't be a surprise for you, and you follow me on Twitter. You've technically known since last September.
He's being so facetious.
I don't know if he is.
He is. I can tell.
It seems to me we're seeing a bit more surprises of here's an announcement and bam, the game isn't too far away. My question is, do you guys think we'll see more of that over the next couple of years? What about the rumored Oblivion remake supposedly coming this year? What do you guys think? Thank you for all you guys do.
I do think so.
I love it.
Well, Phil talked before, like they announced stuff super early because they didn't have anything right away. So they had to just say, this is what we're working on. And now they're at the point where they're like, we have more than we can put in a year.
Here's some shadow drops because we have too much shit. P.S. Rolled credits on Avowed. Solid 8 out of 10. Not bad at all, but could have been better.
Fair enough.
No, he doesn't like what we like, John. Get mad.
No, I can see it. I can see an 8 being a perfectly reasonable.
Of course,
score for
an
Avowed.
eight's an incredibly high score.
It's a very good score.
It's a good game. It's not the best game in its genre, but that's okay. Yeah, like, cool. I need to finish Avowed. I'm on the last area, so now
The last area or the actual last area?
Oh, okay. I thought there were 4 areas, so maybe I'm wrong then.
No, there are 5 main areas, and then you. Yeah.
All right,
You're not close to the end.
The only problem, Assassin, is it's very hard to surprise me because I know all. It's extremely difficult. I basically know every video game being made.
Nick, what's going on in the story for Assassin's Creed Shadows?
I'm not allowed to talk about the game.
Because you have no fucking idea. You can say you've been skipping all the cutscenes because everyone knows you are.
Oh, yeah, I am.
Yeah.
And I'm skipping all those dialogue scenes. So you can press B to
You're
speed
skipping
up
everything.
those dialogue sections.
Yep. I did that in the preview. I can say
So
you can.
Each of those scenes is like, what, because I'm just skipping through all of it. And then all of a sudden, something's happening to my character, and I have no idea why. I'm like, uh-oh, what happened during that cutscene? But no, when I said I know all, as in I know all games basically in development at the moment. So it's hard to surprise me in any real fashion. And that's fine. I don't care. Like, it's just video games. I'm not going to get upset.
Ooh, John, I think your giveaway has ended on the XboxEra Discord.
Oh,
the winner.
Oh, you mean the giveaway for this awesome-looking Turtle Beach pivot pad, which can be a fighting game controller, a normal controller, or a combination of the two? Who is winning it?
It'd be funny if this person wasn't a real person. They are Seeking Revenge, who joined the Discord back in March of 2023. So they are a real person. So
All
John
right.
will DM
Congratulations.
you and work it all out and spend hundreds of dollars shipping.
I will do that now.
Because the website's in great financial straits, so this won't hurt at all.
Please join the Patreon.
Nope, there's a notification on the Patreon. What is it? Joshua Taylor joined as a free member. Welcome, Joshua. I don't really have anything for free members, but if someone gifts a sub, you can quickly redeem it in the future.
That's true. Welcome, though. Appreciate you checking out.
nrXic.
Okay. Hello to Hardcore Gamer Jesse and Lucky Guesses Sick and Nick. We've all seen it. The fantastic looking Terminator 2D No Fate. I dream that its developer Bitmap Bureau is able to make 2D games for every popular 80s and 90s movie out there, much like how Traveller's Tales were able to make many movies into a Lego video game. My question for each of you is, which movie would you like to see them tackle if they were greenlit for another? Oh, I already
Commando.
know the answer to these. No. In the style of Terminator 2D No Fate, True Lies.
No.
Okay.
I take Commando over it.
That True Lies game on Mega Drive was so good.
Aliens, obviously, as well for me.
Did you play True Lies?
No.
The 16-bit game? It was so good.
I don't like Jim
But
Cameron.
Do True Lies like that, like Terminator 2D No Fate. Oh, that'd be so cool.
Don't like Tom Arnold.
So cool. Judge Dredd, that's a good one. Judge Dredd is a good one.
But if it's the
John
Sylvester Stallone movie, then he never has his mask on, and everyone hates it.
What else would be good
The Raid.
from the 80s / 90s?
Too new.
What else?
Demolition Man.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. That would be good as a 2D action video.
Conan the Barbarian.
Yeah.
At that point, it's Golden Axe.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you just make an actually good playing one of those.
What else? What else?
All I do is speak ill of
What
James Cameron.
Here's one that's a
Overrated.
little bit somewhat left field. Tango and Cash. Co-op. Action 2D side-scrolling shooter
it could
action
work.
thing. Tango and Cash. That was such a good movie. Do you remember
It's
Tango and Cash?
terrible movie.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan.
Tango and Cash is a
terrible.
classic.
It's awful.
Come on.
It's so bad.
Great. Oh, Total Recall. Fifth Element.
And she looks like she does in the movie. There's nipples
I
everywhere.
prefer Total Recall. Welcome to the party,
Fifth
Richter.
Element. Fifth Element as a Metroidvania. And you got to go to all different points in the map and collect the 5 elements and unlock. Oh, yeah. Fifth Element.
But don't let Luc Besson
Metroidvania.
get any money or anything because he's a weird pervert.
Mercury Steam. Make it happen.
They're busy making their own new IP that's not going to sell at all, sadly, because people don't buy new IP.
Fifth Element is like a French movie. So, hey, Ubisoft, bring back the Prince of Persia Lost Crown team.
If you've got
Fifth
to
Element
give,
Metroidvania.
if you've got to give a penny to Luc Besson, no.
I
That guy's a
rewatched
creep.
Fifth Element recently, and it
Fantastic
doesn't
film.
hold.
No,
up as
it
much
doesn't.
as I remember.
Bullshit.
It doesn't
Nah.
at all.
And, like, it's got some bits in it. Like, I'm still very fond of it. Don't get me wrong. But like Aziz Light,
Aziz Light.
Yeah.
Kobe, my man. Kobe.
Someone taking my man.
Kobe, my man. I'm scared, Kobe.
Oh my god! When he counts down from 10. 5.
What
Yeah,
about
I mean, there's some really good bits in it, right? And I know you know the whole blue opera lady. That bit.
Yeah,
there was an actual singer that did that song for real, because obviously that was all computer assisted vocals that were apparently impossible. But a singer actually did manage to cover that song for real.
Wow.
Yeah, interesting.
what about
Yeah, I
a
love Fifth
Friday
Element.
2-day scroller that's all about riding your bike away from Debo?
Never seen that movie.
Oh,
No, I've never seen that movie.
probably racist.
What?
What? Sometimes Jesse makes jokes that are just so fucking wild.
I'm racist because I haven't watched the movie.
What? Double taking, like, what? You get whiplash. Oh, dearie me.
Okay.
Don't bring up Wayne Gretzky to Canadians. Believe it or not. He's a traitor.
Next question. Jesse Brother. Happy podcast 253, Jess John and the Grammar Cop from Melbourne. So I will keep it to numbers for you, Nick. Or one simple number. 8. Number 8. Number 8. Number 8. The Simpsons, that Beatles episode. The B Sharps.
Yeah.
Remember?
Oh.
And Barney says he's going to take
Sharps.
And Barney says he's going to take Barbershop in a strange new direction, and then he gets Yoko Ono to just go, number 8. Number 8.
Yeah. Oh, man. Classic Simpsons.
Oh, shit. That is how many times your ex-boyfriend Jeff has had Jess on his show. Maybe he grew tired of a grammar cop who says dumb things like Sega instead of the way the actual company refers to itself. Well, in Australia, it did refer to itself as Sega. Thank you very much. Technically correct is the best kind of correct.
Worst.
Guys, I have seen Anora, the film that just won Best Picture at the Oscars. Among many other things it won. Don't get me wrong, it was pretty good. But I'm not sure if Mikey Madison should have won Best Actress over Lily Rose Depp, who didn't
She was
even
pretty
get
great in
friggin'
Nosferatu.
nominated.
Yeah, I know.
Demi Moore should have won. Remember her? She was in that awesome movie you dum-dums didn't seem to understand, Nosferatu. What was there to understand? It was a vampire movie. What's the world come to when I'm the guy defending a horror film? That's not my question this week. My question is actually about the lovely Mikey Madison. Have you guys seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood? Yes, I have. No. If so, do you remember who she was in that? No, I don't. Her character was much less attractive, but she still ended up being rather hot by the end, thanks to Leo. I don't remember her being in that movie, but I remember that movie. I quite liked Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I thought that was a good film. I remember Mikey Madison from Scream. That's the only other movie I know her from. Scream 6? Was it Scream 6 she was in? Where she's actually one of the killers. She's revealed to be one of the killers.
Never
Spoiler.
watched Scream
She's
movie.
revealed to be one of the killers in Scream. Yes, she is nice to look at.
She played Sadie Atkins
Anora?
in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Remind me, Trev, because you're in the chat. Was she one of the ones on that farm or whatever that Brad Pitt went out to?
Yeah, and I think she got hot by the end. Wink, wink.
Okay. I think it's starting to come back now. But I do quite... Oh, yes. She got torched by the flamethrower. That's the reminder I needed. Yeah. Okay. I do remember her, though, from Scream. That's where I remember her, because she played a more prominent role in Scream. But she's nice to look at in Anora. The first half of Anora was a very enjoyable watch. For obvious reasons. At least from my perspective. But yeah, Nosferatu.
Great flick.
It was fine, but it wasn't.
Have either of you
horrible.
watched The Lighthouse yet?
No, I haven't got around to it yet.
Phenomenal flick.
But,
that should be a 6
Trav
Netflix.
calling Nosferatu a horror movie is incorrect.
It's an existential dread horror movie. It's just not a scare one.
Gothic melodrama, mate.
Yeah.
There is some horror stuff in it.
It's not a happy movie.
Really? No, it's not a happy movie. There's some horrific things that happen.
The game adaptation newscast, you could say that. He says, I haven't seen it yet. Did she get naked? You could say that.
Yeah.
A little bit more than that.
Fair bit.
A little bit more than that. It's quite enjoyable to watch.
Takes her skin off.
Next question. Hugh. Howdy, gentlemen. When do you think we'll finally hear about the ABK back catalogue being on Game Pass? We have continuously heard outlets interview Phil Spencer about what games are coming to PS5, but not when our Xbox games come into Game Pass. Honestly, I don't know why we didn't think of that
Because
question.
anything that isn't public knowledge, we knew we weren't going to get an answer. We could have asked the philosophy about it, but as far as when are they coming, he wasn't going to say. That's why no one asked.
But the question didn't even pop into my head.
Oh, yeah, because there's too much to play
again,
as is.
I did openly say I don't care about the ABK catalog, so I guess it makes sense.
Yeah.
Most of their catalog is stuck up in licenses, so it will be interesting to see when and where. I know, like he says, Bethesda games run within a month. I don't think that worked out that well. That's why they didn't do it with ABK.
Yeah, you might be right.
The Bethesda games are on Game Pass within a month, and it's now been over 500 days for ABK. The only ones I care about is them bringing back like Marvel Ultimate Alliance and stuff like that. That's all I care about.
Yeah.
And
I
those
just want
are-
the opportunity to
Yeah.
buy Marvel Ultimate Alliance again.
Yeah, and those would just be really
So-
tied up in IP rights I have to figure out. Or get back, essentially.
I had been told that they were working on both Deadpool and Marvel Ultimate Alliance. Next question. This is something I want off my chest about Halo Infinite, is this. So for 10 years of a life cycle of that game, I thought we could get something like Return of Missing Weapons, vehicles, and enemies making a comeback. And
Oh,
new
my sweet
weapons,
summer
vehicles,
child.
and enemies, especially if you're that Deathclaw-inspired enemy. But change of plans, a new game moving forward, and new engine too, and an expansion pass too, with mendicant bias being deployed for Halo Infinite. So yeah, there I set off my chest. I'm really not sure what any of that was about. P.S. Where is the Halo TV series on Netflix in US? I'm annoyed it's not on the streaming video, but when is it coming?
It's on Paramount Plus. In
I
the
thought it was on
US.
Netflix now as well.
It's in the Netflix in the UK.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Probably
I don't
because-
have Netflix.
Probably because Paramount Plus probably hasn't got much of a user base here, maybe. And maybe that's why.
Be happy, Hytham. We're getting Halos in Unreal now.
I don't know.
Which
I don't know.
means-
I don't like this, man. This is, Paramount Plus had Halo as an exclusive, and now they're putting it on other streaming platforms. I mean,
Yeah.
Paramount Plus was a
No
$75
reason-
million subscription.
No reason to sub to Paramount now.
Yeah.
It's
No
like
reason.
it's like when the Harry Potter movies all went on Peacock, even though Warner Brothers owns it. What the
That's
heck?
crazy. That's crazy. Anyway,
It's all right.
Yeah.
Halo's going to get good again now that it's on Unreal. And Pierre is running the show.
I don't think people liked the. I think there's some
It's a
objections
staple.
in the chat.
It's a staple now.
It's a staple of this show.
It's a staple.
If people
We're really
really don't
sorry.
like it, I will just mute them in the future if you prefer.
Like, I could just imagine someone like driving in their car listening to the podcast. As you're in drive-through, what are you listening to?
If you're not wearing
I'm
headphones, it's
listening
not
to
so
a
bad.
podcast. I'm listening to a podcast on tonsillitis.
These two guys with emphysema just hanging out.
I'm watching a lemon party.
Next question.
Oh,
Next
dear.
question. Didact 3. Hey, gentlemen. If you could be a protagonist in a Josef Fares game, who would you pick to go along with you? How would that go? Cheers.
I would be the
pick-
young brother in Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons, and I would make Nick the older brother.
I was about to say, I'd be a protag. I'd take Jesse with me so that he can listen to all the exposition
Wow.
and understand what's happening in the world around us.
Just fill you in a few sentences.
Because I don't want to. I'm not interested in listening to any of it. Just let
Wow.
me kill stuff.
You don't kill much
I'd
in these
take-
games.
I'd take Josef Fares with me. That's who I'd take. I mean, fun fact, I did reach out to Hazelight to see if we could have him on the show today because I thought it would be. I saw a clip of him talking about being accused of split fiction
Being
being
woke.
because he's like, our first game had two brothers in it, and the second game had two guys in it, and the third game had a guy and a girl, and now we've got two girls, and it's actually named after my daughters. I don't care what you got between your legs. Like, it's all about good characters. Great answer, right? But also, he was like, "Fucking what?" Like, I just feel like
Yeah, I know.
he would fit in well on this panel. Like, he would have a fun time on.
Oh,
this
for
show.
sure. For sure.
So they've asked. They said I can. They did respond, and much as I assumed, we were a bit late to the party in that idea.
Yeah, they were pushing
Just
Greg for the
released
last
a game.
month, and now they're
Yeah. They're on holiday now. So they said maybe in a month or so we could have him on.
And I would
So
not
if
expect
we don't-
ever to get anyone like that live. Would probably be pre-recorded. to
Yeah,
work with their
but-
schedule.
Maybe I could do
never
something
know.
like a 1v1.
It's Saturday night, man.
You know.
Still, you'd be surprised. We've had devs on before.
I know.
But yes, it's been fun.
Okay. Last, or sort of second last question. Good old Collingwood.
The worst bird on the planet.
Go Pies. Go Pies. Happy International Women's Day weekend. John, Nick, and Jesse. Easy questions for all of you. John, are you going to Guduk later in the month? Do you have a press pass for the BAFTA Game Awards?
I am going to Guduk later in the month. I do not have a press pass for the BAFTA Game Awards. To be honest,
You did not seek it out, I would imagine.
I didn't seek it out. My schedule is so rammed that I probably
You've been
wouldn't go
rammed
to-
straight up the butthole all year.
it's like it's busy. It's really, really busy right now for us in general.
And for you,
we-
unfortunately, it's not busy in the fun content making way like it is for
No,
me.
it's busy in these spreadsheets and business stuff and taxes and all sorts of nonsense that I hate doing, but have to be done. So, like to give you some brief context, I am going GDC. I've got a lot of interesting things lined up, which I will be able to speak about at a later date. I am taking got some little clip-on microphones that I'll hopefully point up this time to record some impromptu interviews and stuff if I can snag them. So I'm going to try and make as much content. as
Phil,
I
where's the
can
ABK
for,
catalog?
our Patreon community and connect with folks across GDC, try out a bunch of games, try and get some gameplay. Interestingly, and I can't say what I'm going to see, right? Because I'm
The new Xbox. Oh my God, John.
No. I am looking forward to some of the conversations I'm going to be having out there, and I'll bring back as much as I can for everybody. And I will probably be doing I'll get back to the hotel room afterwards, and I'll write some stuff up or post some shorts on YouTube for folks as best I can. Yeah, but no BAFTA for me. And fun fact, the website, as of this week, Thursday, we went live with our new ad partner, who hopefully, and they have come out of the gate swinging. We're really pleased with what they're doing so far. We are
quit my
aware.
job?
No,
No.
not yet, mate. We are aware that for patrons, there are some apparent occurrences where ads are still showing on the forum for those users. We are making adjustments. Please do check the thread in the Patreon lounge. If you're a Patreon subscriber and you're seeing adverts on the site, you shouldn't be.
The forum.
Let us know. Give us your feedback. We are working on it. But otherwise,
You should see
Thank
them on
you
the
for
main
your
site.
support.
You shouldn't see them on the forum.
correct.
See you, Assassin.
Okay.
Nick.
Nick, I don't think it has been asked, but at the ID at Xbox event, there was a game, Echo Weaver. Is that a game you're looking forward to?
Nope.
I'm going to go
Here, I'll play it for you.
No, I've seen it.
Too late. Playing again.
I'm going to go all Will Ferrell and Step Brothers here and say, with all due respect, the game, it looks a little flash gamey to me. It's just, I don't know, there's something
Nick needs a
about it.
budget.
No, that's not true.
Yep.
I understand where you're coming from.
It just looks a little flash gamey to me. That doesn't mean it's not going to be good. It might be great. It's on Game Pass. Comes out day one on Game Pass, so I may give it a go, check out reviews, whatever.
I would
What?
say to you though, if you pictured it in black and white, I would say that a lot of the animations, in terms of the way the hair flops on the main character and the way they animate, it's very similar to Limbo. It's obviously a lot faster paced.
It's more an art style and less an actual fidelity thing, I think.
Yeah.
It feels a little generic. It looks a little
fidelity
generic. Yeah.
It looks super clean and all that, and big characters and all that sort of stuff. But I don't know. There's just something flash gamey about it, just on first viewing. So yeah, I don't know. I hope it's good.
That's a game. Is it Game Pass?
Yeah, day one on Game Pass. Jesse, how many different genres of games have you played, not just reviewed?
I don't even
all
know
of
how
them?
many genres are. Let's waste some of the rainforest, and I will bring up ChatGPT and ask it to list
Grok?
out. Fuck Grok. List me all of the video game genres. Please be nice to ChatGPT. Action, adventure, role playing, oh my god, they put 19 things here. Yes, 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 yeah, 19. I've played 19 genres of video games. According to ChatGPT, I've played everything listed there.
Quite the chameleon.
I mean, also it's been 36 years, 38 years. Probably when I was 4 to now I'm turning 43. So, yes.
Okay.
It's a joke about the amount of energy used by large language models when you ask them questions. The game adaptation newscast.
Yeah. Okay. Last question.
Is there one?
Skedaddle.
It says deleted.
Post deleted by author.
I can look at it anyways. Sorry, Skedaddle, we're putting this up.
Yeah, there's no question there. It's just it's the subjects, and he didn't ask it.
There it is.
And that's it.
I found that incredibly humorous.
The things that tickle special needs.
You two were like, wait, there's a question?
I think he's lost it.
Did he ever have it?
The jury's out.
We gotta be nice. He's Australian.
Just he had the most
Yeah,
puzzled look on
that's
his face. He's like, look, scrambling and shit. Did I not get this ready?
No, I was just looking. I was like, it just says post deleted. It wasn't that much. There was no confusion.
Oh, shit. Oh, my God. That was
You're
great.
okay.
Is easily
Well, there you go.
amused.
It's
so
it's
good.
the end of the show.
So,
Trav. It's the end of the show.
hello.
Show.
Jesse,
Yeah.
what can folks look forward to next week or in the coming weeks? One might
I'm
say.
going to take a look because I forget what Cengiz and Fairy and them have. I have Assassin's Creed Shadow coming on the 18th in the morning. Probably end up being a really long one. That's not even next week. That's 2 weeks from now, isn't it? Jesus Christ, I've had that game a long time. Next week, I have no fucking. There's like nothing coming out next week. Actually, I did the next week on Xbox
I
news
might
post.
get the Fragpunk review out.
The next week on Xbox news post was literally 17 indie games I'd never heard of, except for that one Centum that we don't have anyone. We had no time to do. And WWE's regular edition. That is it. So Nick, next week there is literally nothing for you. You can already you can
I'll
look at
try
the
and
list.
Get Fragpunk. I'll try and get Fragpunk done.
We'll have headlines twice. Maybe I'll try and do a stream here or there. It's tough because the streams don't make any money. We do all them and the reviews for our patrons, which again, if you like our streams, if you like our podcasts, if you like our exclusive content, you can visit patreon.com/XboxEra. It's the only reason we get to exist.
Let's play some more Split Fiction on stream. That was fun.
Spliction. All right.
Spliction, yeah. All right.
Nick won't be doing anything.
Yep.
The end.
I'll be playing Assassin's Creed.
And annoyed you can't talk about it, even though it's literally been the thing forever with every embargo. It's like, no,
This
you
is an
can't talk about
interesting
it.
headline from Push Square.
Ooh, what do they have?
Forza Horizon 5 will require a Microsoft account to play on PS5, raising preservation problems.
What?
You can play Forza Horizon 5 offline. It just requires, if you want to play it online, you need the account. The game has an offline mode. It's not an always online, you are forced to.
Okay. But yeah. Anyways, thanks everybody for hanging out on this wonderful Saturday evening, Sunday morning, depending on where you are in the world. Have a wonderful rest of your weekends. Nick, enjoy the footy. May
Enjoy the loss.
may the Collingwood win.
I don't think so. Collingwood's going all the way this year. Good old Collingwood. If you're still there, let's see if you're still there.
Going all the way.
They're going to find
he's
all
not
of
there
their
anymore.
opponents. They're just going to poke their eyes out like their namesake, a magpie.
Yeah.
Worst bird on the planet.
You know,
And
Collingwood
be
is
back-
going to win the whole thing this year. The whole thing.
Okay, mate. Good. We'll be back for headlines on Tuesday with Jesse and I with some streams and bits and pieces. As a quick note for folks, I will not be on the Xbox Era podcast next Saturday. Don't know who we'll have in my place, but that's really mean. You're gonna get offline and have a little cry.
It's never been just me and Nick.
Maybe.
You could always just do me and Nick.
Or just you two go shoot the shit for a
Good.
couple of hours. Until then, dear friends.
You know, this is like the shortest episode we've had in 2.5 hours. That's it. It's
Yeah,
like
I
the
know,
shortest
on the
episode we've
nose,
had.
pretty much. It's great.
I actually wanted it to go longer so I could get closer to the footy.
Joe
Right,
Longo.
to
Kill some time.
To be going to bed at midnight. This is like, yep, okay, great.
Yeah,
So,
you're just going to play more Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, till 4 a.m.
It's tempting. I mean, I don't know. Let's go.
It's
Bye.
tempting to play something early.
It is. Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
everyone.
Ciao
Thanks
for
for
now.
stopping by. Ciao for now.
There's a lady who's sure all that glitters is gold, and she's buying the stairway to heaven. When she gets there, she knows if the stores are all closed, with a word, she can get what she came for. And she's buying the stairway to heaven. There's a sign on the wall, but she wants to be sure, 'cause you know sometimes words have two meanings. In a tree by the brook, there's a songbird who sings. Sometimes all of our thoughts are misgiven. Ooh, it makes me wonder. Ooh, it makes me wonder. There's a feeling I get when I look to the west, and my spirit is crying for leaving. In my thoughts I have seen rings of smoke through the trees, and the voices of those who stand looking. Ooh, it makes me wonder. Ooh, it makes me wonder. And it's whispered that soon, if we all call a tune, then the piper will lead us to reason, and a new day will dawn for those who stand alone. The forest will echo with laughter. Oh, oh, and it's thunder. If there's a bustle in your hedgerow, don't be alarmed now. It's just a spring clean for the May Queen. Yes, there are two paths you can go by, but in the long run, and there's still time to change the road you're on. Ooh, it makes me wonder. Oh, 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 oh. The head is humming and it won't go, in case you don't know. The piper's calling you to join him. Dear lady, can you hear the wind blow? And did you know the stairway lies on the whispering wind? And as we wind on down the road, our shadows taller than our soul, there walks a lady we all know, who shines white light and wants to show how everything still turns to gold. And if you listen very hard, the tune will come to you at last, when all I want and want is all, yeah, to be a rock and not to roll. And she's buying a stairway to heaven.
All the